me for not getting it started when I don't know what else to do here.
Well, in fairness, you did get in here 5 minutes before the show started.
I was here before you this morning.
No, you were not.
Yes, I was.
No, I got here at 8:38. You were nowhere to be found.
I was here before 8:38.
Okay.
I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and so is the Packers Hall of Famer.
Jesse, wake up, man. Turn on YouTube. Come on, Juicy. I think he's calling you Juicy. Jerry, not happy that you're not starting. That's fun.
And they can't even, if they're only watching us there, they can't even know that we're having a tough time with it because they're not consuming us.
Come on, Juicy.
Come on, Juicy.
So,
Juicy, come on.
Jason, I have a conspiracy
that's Mark
theory.
Tauscher.
I got a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. Packers-Pittsburgh opening Monday night, right? Is that what we're going to guess? If you're guessing right now, I saw your.
Well, they've already got a Monday night game.
They can have 2 Monday night games. Or do you think they'd sexy it up and put that on Sunday night? Is the Sunday night football game?
Both playoff teams.
Ooh. Don't you kind of. And I am convinced, and this is the conspiracy part of this. I'm convinced Aaron Rodgers last year thought him and the New York Jets got a short shrift in the fact that their schedule was really tough to start.
Yeah, they got hosed is what he thought.
With New York. And I don't think he wants to confirm that he's playing until after the schedule drops. So the NFL has to guess that he's going to be playing. He can't go wrong putting Pittsburgh, Green Bay to start on a Sunday night.
Well, especially when you've got Eagles-Cowboys, which is going to be a ratings monster, because you know how people love the Cowboys, even if they're cheering against them. So that's the Thursday night opener. If I'm NBC, I would love Aaron Rodgers versus his former team on opening weekend.
Got to do it early.
Yeah, because you don't know how the season's going to play out based on what you learned from the Jets.
And you need to get that game in the books. Yes. That has to be the Sunday or Monday night game that first week. And you'll keep, and this was a little stat that I read on Channel 3000, your article, Matt LaFleur has not had an opening game at Lambeau in his career as the head football coach at a G&G?
Correct. Last time it happened, 2018, if you remember that game, Aaron Rodgers suffered a tibial plateau fracture in his knee in the second quarter, went to the locker room, we thought his season was over. And instead, he came out and rallied them from a 20-0 deficit.
He's all hopped up on something.
Ayahuasca.
Something.
Yeah. So that's you would also, and correct me if I'm wrong, and certainly you have your own sources, but you had floated this idea of Packers-Steelers in the opening weekend, which would be in Pittsburgh, which would mean no home opener once again on opening weekend in Green Bay for the 7th consecutive year. Is that, do you feel like, I don't want to put you in a Ben Brust type of spot here, but do you feel like there's a groundswell of that being a possibility?
It has, now again, I don't know
across your desk.
If anything has been announced. No, I'm just looking at it from the league wants to maximize its matchups. And I think Green Bay and Philly later in the season, Monday night, both teams are expected to be really good, should be contending for an NFC championship. That makes a ton of sense. What Detroit's going to end up doing, where if you're going to end up putting a Green Bay-Detroit Thanksgiving Day game, all of those things should be fun to kind of watch and shake itself out. But with this, you dream from an NFL executive standpoint of being able to have this storyline, and you don't want to waste that. Because if things go south and Pittsburgh stinks, or if someone gets hurt, Pittsburgh-Green Bay is sexy regardless, but Pittsburgh-Green Bay on the return, the return of Aaron Rodgers against the Packers, that's as good as it gets storyline-wise. You don't want to blow that. So it'll be in September. I would think the Sunday night or Monday night makes a ton of sense to really get everybody's juices flowing. And I'll be shocked if that game is not – if that game gets announced as being a November or December game, I'm thinking Aaron Rodgers isn't going to play. That's what I'll be thinking if that's how it shakes itself out.
Nice Lobo shirt, by the way, from Coach Eck. I'm envious. Nice, good for you. Did you see him, or did you send that in the mail?
Are we on YouTube? No.
We're up and running.
Atta baby, Jelly.
Hi to everybody
or
who's been waiting.
or whoever they're calling you.
Juicy.
Well, that was what the YouTubers. I got to see the little script, which is nice.
All right, so where do you want to begin?
So there's a bunch of stuff. Obviously, the Jayden Reed stuff is eye-opening. I think the whole receiving core, and this is why that cute little story that, remember when everybody was a rookie, was so fun. And I said, oh, wait a second. Just watch how this unfolds. People emerge. There's going to be – it is a drama that is going to continue to unfold. And only with these two young guys being put in that room, your coaches are going to be tested in big ways. We'll get to that. But I have to go – obviously the NFL schedule is important. We just made that announcement. You just made that announcement watching Good Morning America. Great show prep.
You're welcome.
This is all driving around last night in my Chevy Tahoe from Zimbrick. The Mavericks win with a 1.8% chance. And I do believe the Mavericks are going to offer up Cooper Flagg for Giannis. I do. Saw it on Get Up this morning on my... How about this? So it's called Screenager. Have you heard of this, Jesse? Cable's out at the house.
No.
Eleanor. So now I'm watching Get Up on my phone like a psychopath this morning.
You were
baby
watching
phone?
on the baby phone?
Baby phone. I don't have any cable. We don't have cable at the house now. I don't know what the hell's going on. Whatever. Eleanor starts calling me a screenager. Have you heard that term?
I have not.
It's a really good term, actually. She's witty. So I'm screen aging it, and Greeny...
Wait, did she come up with that, or is that
I
out
have no
there
idea.
now? Like,
Jason,
that's cap
I don't know.
And nonchalant.
Is nonchalant a young
That's a
person's
new thing
term?
that kids are saying. Yeah, nonchalant. They've rediscovered that word.
That's a great word.
It's a fun word.
Greeny put it out there. Who says no? And I think if this happens... Again, I am of the point where... The Milwaukee Bucks, under no circumstances, should openly shop Giannis. This has to come from Giannis. But if Giannis says, I think it's best for us to move forward, you couldn't ask for a better scenario. Get a first and Cooper Flagg. Do the Mavericks do that? They'd be crazy not to. And I think from a Bucks standpoint, it would. If you're going to move Giannis, this is the best scenario under the situation you're in that you could get. So if Giannis does this, I'm on board with trading him to the Mavericks. What say you?
Well, what didn't you say yesterday? And again, I have not been following this as closely as you because I'm not an NBA insider. Don't the Spurs have 2 first-round picks?
Yeah, but they don't have the first.
I understand, but the better scenario
Let me tell you this: big drop off between 1 and the rest of the
if
picks,
the
according to
Spurs
everybody.
Had the first overall pick, Giannis would be going to San Antonio.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right,
That didn't happen.
The better scenario would be for them to have gotten it, and you get both their first round number 1 overall and their other one,
and probably even more. Here, right. I think because Cooper Flagg is viewed as this generational player, Dallas has to look at it. Anthony Davis is older. They have to look at this as a win now. Giannis would love it because there's no tax. Again, I haven't heard if Governor Evers has offered the tax exemption to Giannis yet. I would hope that that's something in his annual budget that he's going to be looking at doing. Good Morning America. Tell me if it happens, Jason.
I'll keep you posted, yeah.
This would make, from a Bucks standpoint, post Giannis, which we don't want to have happen. I am not shopping. I am not. If I'm John Horst, I'm not calling Nico and saying, yo, I want Cooper. It'll give you Giannis. I'm not doing that. But if they call and Giannis says it's time, this is the best scenario you could possibly find.
So you're not shopping Giannis.
I am not.
We have Jayden Reed unhappy with his role. We have Packers games. We're a Packers-centric show. And you have commandeered the start of the show to say that Cooper Flagg to the Bucks is a best-case scenario if Giannis is open to wanting to leave.
Tell me a better scenario, going and trading him to the Rockets.
Giannis staying with the Bucks.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Cooper, I like everyone. That's great. Cooper Flagg, very, very good in his 1 year as a college player. More than held his own while he was playing with the Olympic team, right? When he was at the tryouts, he didn't obviously make the team, but he was as a high school senior. Wasn't that the case with him?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're the NBA insider. You just say he's a generational talent.
I'm telling you right now, NBA executives are swooning about what this cat can do. The Mavericks are basically, I mean, it's now the draft lottery is rigged. The Mavericks were given, hey, you trade your star to the Lakers, get that big market, another star, and wink, wink, we'll take care of you. Don't think that happened, but I'm just telling you what Twitter says and what people are thinking. It's like the Patrick Ewing to New York way back in the day. So now you're looking at it, and if I'm Dallas, if you can pull Giannis out of Milwaukee, and this would be something that should entice the Milwaukee Bucks if this is the road that they're going to go down. That's all.
So are you hoping is stronger than the word I want? I don't know what word I want. Something more than open and less than hoping that this would be the scenario that plays out? Because when I said I would rather have Giannis than Cooper Flagg, who is an unproven commodity,
completely
and a 19-year-old dude, you
Let me
said,
ask you this.
Is it?
Before I answer your question, I'm going to will do this.
Yeah, I love it when you do that.
Do you believe that Giannis, in the scenario we're in, up against the cap, apron, no draft picks, can this team win a championship under these circumstances?
No, not while Dame is out and they're carrying $54 million of him not to have him play because of the injury.
Okay.
Sure looks like the Boston Celtics are going to have a big problem. Oh, and look at that. Nick in Boston thinking the same thing. With Tatum's injury potentially keeping him out next season, the East is wide open. They got to do anything to keep him. Yeah.
To keep Giannis.
To keep Giannis.
That's what
I'm
Nick's
with
saying,
Nick in Boston. Like, is Cooper Flagg going to enter the league and then lead them to an NBA title in his first year?
No, he's not. But you're going to, at this point, you either are looking at it, can we get the Giannis train back on the tracks to at least chasing a championship? Because right now we're not chasing a championship. We're not even getting out of the first round. We haven't.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Do you want the hope and the because as Giannis gets older, the value of Giannis is not going to be higher. He'll always be a star.
Well, you sure sound like you're arguing in favor of moving him.
I think we have to look long and hard at where we're at.
What are you, Goody?
I want to see what this can look like. Yeah, Giannis. Now again, Sham's report wasn't really a report. We all agreed on that. I said after the Bucks got beat that this is going to be the first offseason that I'm very nervous that Giannis is going to want out.
You did say that.
You don't want to get caught with your pants down. Okay?
Well, no, that's never appropriate.
So pull your drawer, pull your pants up, put a belt on, and let's look at this thing long term. Is Giannis, with no draft picks and a bunch of older, I don't want to say washed because I'm not going to do that, but you're going to have to reboot. If you can do that around Giannis, I'm on board. I'm nervous that Giannis is going to say, and all of a sudden now you miss out on the opportunity to reset your franchise. Do you want to reset or do you want to chase? They're both options. It's like Vegas, baby. You can either say, I'm going to take my losses, I'm going to move on, or I'm going to chase. And you know what? Sometimes you chase, and you end up getting a big old bag of chips. You go to the cashier, and you're happier than a clam. But most of the time, you know what happens? You walk out of there, you're begging someone to give you a ride, and you don't have any cash, you don't have any money. You end up, and I saw this was sad, but there was somebody in the bathroom weeping beyond belief because they just lost her. That's what you don't want to have happen. And then
Wait, you saw somebody in the bathroom?
Well,
what?
We went in. We were going to the bathroom, and somebody's in the stall weeping like violently because they had just gotten their brakes beat in. That ain't where you want to be at 2:30 in the morning at a casino in Las Vegas. So it's cute to chase, But it ain't cute to be crying in a stall.
I appreciate you not putting my business out there like that.
It's cute to chase when you win, but when you chase and you lose and you have no draft picks, you got nothing, and you're weeping openly at 3 a.m, and you can't even get a buffet because you ain't got no cash, you can't get home because you got no money for Uber, you're kind of screwed.
I think your credit card is attached to your Uber.
You don't want to be. Well, your credit card's maxed out because you just lost at playing a blackjack game to 22.
I like to think more like going. If Giannis stays next year, it's like betting the Hawaii football game on a college football Saturday at an 11 p.m. tip or kickoff. You ever hear of people that do that? They're in the casino, in the sports book all day Saturday, betting all the college football games, and then they're like even, maybe down a little. All right, putting it all on Hawaii at 11
but
o'clock against.
We're not even. We're
whoever
down.
they're San Jose State. Let's go.
We're down, and we've mortgaged the future. So we either better hit a blackjack, or we're gonna be in big trouble.
Tatum, I'm with Nick in Boston though. Tatum going down last night opens this thing up.
We
even
can't
more.
beat Indiana. We can't beat Miami. Like, what are we talking about?
All right, we have Evan Cohen coming up. You can have this discussion with him. I know he will enjoy this. This was not the intended route, but we're good right where we are. Cooper flag
What do you think,
for
Bucks
Giannis.
fans? We'd also have to get another pick. Giannis is too valuable. We can't just be Coop.
And they're not going to win an NBA title with Giannis, so you're saying start the rebuild now. You start with Cooper Flag. Then you lose a bunch of games.
Don't put words in my mouth. What I'm saying is you better entertain this, because there is not going to be a scenario where you're in this position again. Dallas wants Giannis.
They wanted him in January.
They wanted to trade Doncic for him. Everybody wants Giannis. Nobody has a package that's going to make anything entertaining. You know what, Milwaukee, if Giannis ends up deciding to leave and you get a bunch of picks from New Orleans and Zion, is that going to sell? Is that going to bring hope to Milwaukee? No. You know what would? Cooper in a pick and all of a sudden get young and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it would. This opportunity, he is unproven, no question.
Boy.
But from an NBA, the draft, folks, they're pretty good about projecting. Their projecting is better than the NFL.
Okay. So I want you to answer this question when we come back. Think about it over the break after you tell us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, if I say to you, you can have Giannis for another 5 years, or you
another
can trade
2
him.
years is what you got.
Well,
and then you get nothing if he leaves. FYI. Not 5. 2.
That doesn't mean he wouldn't re-up if they started turning the corner back to being a contender and a NBA Finals team.
But it also
again.
means you could be crying in a stall in
I don't know
Vegas.
enough about free agency in the NBA if it behooves
I'll tell you
him
about
to
it.
sign.
What do you need? What do you need?
Well, there's a lot of times where it's sign and trade, so they get even more money. Is that not the case anymore?
Yeah,
NBA
but you
Insider?
don't get value back in the trade.
Well, right, but if you get nothing, if he can get more money, anyway. Consider this, and then tell us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and answer later. If your choice is Giannis for the next X number of years, or Cooper Flag and other assets being traded by Dallas, which one do you want?
That sounds like a sexy poll.
Yeah, well, Tausch will answer that on the other side after he tells us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, there is no better time to think about your future. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because Pella is offering up to 6 years of 0% finance. If I know we're getting 6 more good years from Giannis, no. And he wants to be here? No. You want to get great windows and free financing? Now's the time to do it. Set your free in-home consultation today. You commit to nothing at this point. They'll listen to your vision and suggest the Pella materials and customizations to make it a reality. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions do apply. This deal ends May 31st. So visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
We got Evan Cohen coming up, but Tausch will answer which one he wants, Cooper Flag and more assets, or he wants Giannis still on the Bucks. We'll see what our NBA insider says next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Your chance to spend an afternoon on the links with ESPN Milwaukee is just a tap away. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open happens July 15th at the Ball Golf Course, and we're inviting a lucky ESPN Milwaukee fan and 3 guests. Hang out with your favorite ESPN Milwaukee hosts, play around at one of Wisconsin's most popular courses, and enjoy food and drinks throughout the day. Open up the contest tab in the ESPN Wisconsin app and register for your chance to win this fan foursome with ESPN Milwaukee.
Hey, it's Kyle Preston Nortman's Brad Nortman. Ride the wave to clean at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for a winning shine. Become a monthly member and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Skip the line with the member fast lane and take advantage of unbeatable amenities like free vacuums and tire air. With locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant, there's a Tsunami near you. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at TsunamiExpress.com.
Save big money on your entire roofing project at Menards. Your roof is the first line of defense against the elements and represents up to 40% of your home's exterior. Owens Corning Architectural Shingles offer ultimate protection and impressive curb appeal. Choose from over 40 options and save big money on all Owens Corning shingles now at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
St. Anne Center for Intergenerational Care recently switched to James Imaging Systems for their document imaging technology. Why? CFO Sally Parente.
Well, I think that boils back down to the service. We have a good partnership with James Imaging.
With James, you get more than a vendor relationship. You get a local business technology partner.
Oh, absolutely. I can pick up the phone at any time, contact our representative, and he's right on it.
James Imaging Systems, business technology and local support for more productivity, more value.
Definitely. We're a nonprofit here. We have to watch every penny, so we really feel very comfortable in that area with James Imaging.
Comfortable enough to recommend James Imaging Systems to others?
Well, without hesitation, I would recommend James Imaging. They won't be disappointed.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms white or chocolate milk, $3.99. 59 to 64 ounce selected varieties silk milk, 2 for $7. 6 to 9 count selected varieties Blue Bunny novelties, 2 for $7. 10 to 12 ounce or count selected varieties Green Mountain coffee, $5.99.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers.
Safe. Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
The poll is in the field, courtesy of one Jesse J. Nelson.
2 days in a row with a poll here.
Yeah,
That's
good
pretty
work.
good for
we haven't
us.
done a poll in a hot minute.
I was going to ask you yesterday, do we want to bring more polls back?
I don't know.
We got away from him.
Jason's down on him.
Here.
He's down on Elon. He's down on the whole thing. So, I think Giannis adjacent polls, yes. Because
we're only going to post polls on the Wilde and Tausch Twitter feed that are about Giannis.
It's kind of where we're at right now. We haven't done a Packer poll in a hot minute.
Which of these packages would you rather have if you're the Milwaukee Bucks? Giannis for 2+ more years or Cooper Flag plus other assets? Tausch, how are you voting?
It all depends on what the two plus years.
Sounds like a hedge.
It's not a hedge.
That's a hedge. It all depends. Is not a hedge.
It depends. If Giannis doesn't want to leave, I want Giannis.
Okay. Okay.
That's totally a hedge.
No, it's not. I am not going to advocate to trade Giannis out of town, unbeknownst to Giannis. But all I'm saying is,
I think they would tell him.
Well, all I'm saying is, if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you have an opportunity now to transform your franchise in a different direction where, if we're being honest, things are looking bleak. They are. Your second best player is out for the season next year. Giannis has, for the first time, voiced some, at least backhanded, displeasure about where they're at. I don't know how you reshape the roster in a way that you can beat Indiana, New York, Boston. I don't know. So, yes, Giannis is always going to be a star. He is a dog. But if we're being honest, he plays incredibly hard. Is he going to hold up to be like LeBron at 40-41? I don't know about that.
You're saying LeBron doesn't play hard?
I think LeBron picks his moments, yeah. I think that's pretty well known. Giannis is never going to be a moment picker. That ain't where Giannis lives, and that has hurt him in certain phases. So this is an opportunity that I believe you could get a transformational player. You can't do that because you ain't got any picks. So what you can't have happen is stink and not have any of your picks, because then you got no hope. No hope, no revenue, no business, no squad. So if you want to double down, I am fine. If you're going to double down with Giannis, that's a double down on 11. That's a double down on a 10. I ain't interested in doubling down on 12, 13. People have done it. It's crazy. But if you let this play out and Giannis leaves, got no picks, got no hope. That ain't no good. Coop. Coop.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You sound like a guy who would rather have Cooper Flag. I'm just telling you how you sound.
Capture the flag, am I right?
I am telling you. No, don't tell me what I'm saying. I have been blunt.
I'm not telling you what you're saying.
Wave
I'm telling
the flag.
you how you sound.
I am telling you.
Jesse, am I right or wrong about how he sounds?
Sounds like we got a flag on display in the Everlight Solar Studio.
All I'm telling you is there's a little smoke here with Yanni. And
stop calling him Yanni.
You call him what you want. I'll call him what I want.
Well, maybe you should call him what he wants.
That's fair, but I have not talked to him, so I don't know what he wants.
His name is probably a good
call him Yanni.
Giannis, that's fair. That's a fair criticism. Giannis, as long as he wants to be a Milwaukee Buck, I am not doing a thing. All I'm saying is, if that is the case, now is the time to move. That's it. Not next year, not after breakfast. The time is now. You have a chance to get a transformational player in Milwaukee again. And if Giannis leaves and you get some spare parts from Houston and a couple picks, I'm sorry, that ain't the same.
Okay. All right.
San Antonio, you think they're going to give up any? They're not going to give up any start. They'll give you some nice players. They ain't giving you somebody that league executives are saying is transformational.
Yeah. Well, we need to get to Evan Cohen, so I look forward to you two having this discussion because I'm sorry, that's how you sound. You sound like I would rather have.
You
Cooper
sound like
Flag.
somebody that makes no takes on anything. What are you saying?
Don't get mad at me just because I'm accurately depicting what you said.
I ain't mad at you. I have been very blunt. So I have been very blunt. Giannis doesn't want to be traded. He ain't getting traded. Period. Fin. That's what I've said. But if it is, now is the time.
Do you
That's
want
what
him to ask to be traded?
I will say this.
Do you want him to ask to be traded? Would you like him to ask, hey, Tausch, trade me?
I have said this.
Do you want that to happen?
If I may. If I may.
You're totally busted.
No, I'm not busted.
Here.
No, I'm not busted. I've said this all offseason since the Bucks got eliminated. If he is going to do it, now is a good time to do it.
You would like him to do it now. Just admit it.
If he's going to do it, I want him to do it now, yes. Before the draft.
On the next edition of Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR benefits
consultant.
Flag
him down.
How Mark Tauscher wanted Giannis to ask out of Milwaukee. No, actually, it's Dame time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks, the podcast that is presented by Gallagher. Explore Bucks superstar Damian Lillard's unlikely journey from a 2-star high school prospect to a top 75 player in NBA history. Probably could add a little more now about what he's going through as he battles back from an Achilles injury. The series, narrated by senior NBA insider Chris Haynes, reveals exclusive details of Dame's trade to the Bucks, his experiences with the team. Find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Again, Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike joins us next. We'll see if Tausch will just admit that he wants Giannis to ask out of Milwaukee. So stick around.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the...
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Summer's getting closer, and Brewers action at American Family Field is only heating up. Don't miss a Midwestern throwdown between the Brewers and the Twins, May 16th through the 18th. Get a Jedi Jackson Churio Star Wars night bobble with a special theme night ticket on the 16th. Then get here early for an exclusive Brewers cribbage board giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on the 17th. Presented by 620 WTMJ. Get tickets at brewers.com.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's your Green Bay football buddy John Kuhn here, reminding you to buckle up for safety whenever you get in your vehicle. Whether you're driving to work, school, shopping, or to catch the big game, remember, click it or ticket. Buckling up saves lives. Every trip, every time. Don't risk it, guys. It's not worth the ticket or the danger. Click it or ticket. 0 in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Brought to you by Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee's Theater District. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, artist in residence, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
Hey there, Brewers fans. We've got a new way for you to watch the Brew Crew this season. FanDuel Sports Network. And now there are more ways to watch the Brewers than ever before. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream all the action. Or, new this season, Brewers Baseball is now available on Amazon Prime Video as an add-on subscription. You can also access FanDuel Sports Network through TV providers, including DirecTV, Spectrum, Xfinity, Fubo, and more. Visit GetMyHomeTeams.com to learn more.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
On Thursday, May 22nd, join Sharp Literacy for the 9th annual Unwrapped Milwaukee fundraising event from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 3rd Street Market Hall. Unwrapped is an evening of community, creativity, and food. Top area chefs will create gourmet appetizer, entree, and dessert bites using McDonald's ingredients. The fundraiser will support Sharp's STEAM-based educational program serving thousands of urban elementary students in 47 Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine schools. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
You know what that music means? From Unsportsmanlike, where they have certainly been discussing Giannis, but I don't even know if Evan Cohen would come out like Tausch just did and basically say, I'd rather have Cooper Flag and more assets than have Giannis stay. I want Giannis to ask out.
Roll the tape. It's not what I said.
Hedgy. It is Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Jason, Mark, Jesse, how are you guys?
I'm doing well, Evan. I'm doing well. Evan.
Never better.
Hey, am I crazy to think that if Giannis, if this is the time, you're never, where the Bucks are at, there's never going to be a better time to trade him to get, if the Mavericks are up for it because of the no picks that they have left, is now not the perfect time to do it if, in fact, Giannis wants to be moved?
Yes, I would agree with you on that. And I'll give you a couple of layers as to why, in theory, now would be a perfect time in this hypothetical. And I want to stress the hypothetical for 2 reasons, Tausch. Number one, Shams was very clear in his reporting. And, you know, we've talked about Shams for a while. We've had dinners talking about Shams,
We have.
as a matter of fact.
That is fair.
For a while. And
at the tornado room?
very clear in their reporting.
Yes.
That is literally, yes, that is exactly where that. And which, by the way, LePay texted me last night just to rub it in. So Matt LePay last night, I don't know if I should reveal his personal plans in his life.
Probably not.
I don't know if he went to Tornado.
Ahead.
He texted me a picture of Tornado, just with a beautiful sky. You could tell the temperature was probably perfect. Springtime, Madison, Milwaukee. I mean, it's just
Was he at?
better.
Just wait a second. Was he at the tornado last night? Matt.
He texted me a picture of Tornado last night. I don't know if he was at it.
I am not happy if he can't go to Tornado without throwing us a fake invite. Can he?
Well,
I
don't know if he was there or if he was just rubbing it in that he lives right there and I don't. I don't know the answer to that.
It was
So
a
anyway,
beautiful night.
so-
It was a great night.
Yeah.
Sunset, yes, beautiful.
So Shams did not report an ask out. That's number one. Number two, I still think he's going to be back with the Bucks next year. That's just my personal opinion. Now, to answer your question, the reason that right now is a very interesting time is because if you look at the draft lottery, there are, I would say, 4 teams in the top 10 that think within the next 2 years they could win a championship. When does that ever happen, right? Dallas definitely thinks that way. We know that. San Antonio, in the scenario in which they get Giannis, should think that way. Philadelphia is ignorant. They think that way. And Houston at 10 obviously should think that way. They were a 2 seed this year. So you have an interesting time where Dame is unfortunately done for the season or a lot of it next year on a now bad contract, unfortunately. Giannis is thinking about it for the first time in his life. And you have playoff, at least, caliber teams that are in the lottery. So, yeah, if there is an ask-out time, I find it hard to believe that now is not the best, in theory, ask-out time you could have.
Yeah, and my point was, I guess the question is, and Greeny posed this question to his panel this morning, who says no here? If Giannis goes to John Horst, said, hey, been a heck of a run, but it's time, who says no? Do the Mavericks make that move 100 out of 100 times, don't they?
Right. So if I'm the math on this, here's the problem. Do you believe Cooper Flagg with no other assets, really, I mean, limited other assets, is enough for Giannis? And what I mean by that is, in that scenario, Jesse would have to pull up the trade machine. I don't have it in front of me. But
he won't do that. He's rolling his eyes like, okay, I can't believe. There's no way he would do that. You do it as you're weaving in and out of.
Run the trade machine
as you're
for
weaving
you.
in and out of traffic. Evan can handle.
Okay, so here, if I had to guess, P.J. Washington Giannis is in the 50s. P.J. Washington is 20. Clay is 17. That's 37. Caleb Martin is 8. That's 45. Max Christie is 7. That's 52. So that should probably get you right there with Cooper Flagg. So that's your deal, and I'm sure you're going to try to get Lively. I guess you can ask for Lively. So maybe take maybe take Caleb out and get Lively in. So you get Klay Thompson, who you would then subsequently move, I would assume.
Yep.
You would then get P.J. Washington, who you can keep in that spot. You'd get Cooper Flagg. You'd get Derek Lively. That's a big win. Obviously, he's a starting center for the next 5-10 years in Milwaukee, in theory. And then you'd get Max Christie, who's pretty good. So, and you'd get a couple of picks. But really, Tausch, the argument is, are you willing to say, in essence, a 1-for-1 is good enough? And the reason I say that is I think San Antonio can offer you more at 2 than Dallas can offer you at 1 with Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, but you need the star. Yeah, you need a star.
Yeah, you do. And that's the difference, right? You just said something very interesting. So let's just pretend, for argument's sake, the Suns called and said, we're going to trade you Devin Booker for Giannis.
No.
On the surface, basketball. Well, hold on. On the surface, from a basketball perspective, you could sit back and say, whoa, that's a really good player. That's a great starting point. The difference is Cooper Flagg keeps season ticket holders that existed for Giannis into the future.
Hope.
Yeah.
Hope.
Yeah. Cooper Flagg, it's basically you're trading out, forget the basketball now. Let's say of every 10 Bucks fans, 6 of them bought for Giannis. Those 6 are going to continue to buy for Cooper Flagg.
Mm-hmm. Hope. You're selling hope. And if you don't do this, and Giannis after next year says, I'm out ski, you're gonna be limited with what you can do. And you don't have any picks, so if you stink, you're not getting any of those. So I'm having a hard time. Jason's right. I'm conflicted on this because if there is going to be a time, and eventually the Giannis deal, it's going to end. And it's whether or not you're going to have it end on his terms or on your terms. This seems like it would be the best case for both if you're going to part ways and move forward, because I don't know what you can do with this roster if you keep Giannis. I don't know what you can do.
I'll give you some ideas.
All right, let's hear it.
I've gone through that.
Okay.
Trade machine while in traffic.
Yeah, so the ideas that I think you would start with would be cold, but they're ideas. The ideas would be, you say to a team, just for example, like Utah, okay? Hey, you want Dame? And obviously, upon arrival, they're going to be like, are you kidding? Why would we want an injured player? Well, what if we gave you our 1 remaining first-round pick in 2031-32? What if we gave you Andre Jackson? What if we gave you, now you're paying off teams to take Dame,
That's not
and you're getting 3 guys on right. So you're getting 3 guys on expiring contracts back. John Collins, Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson. Just as a hypothetical, right? So that's where you're in this predicament of what are you this year? Now, let me just play one other thing out. What if you look at the Eastern Conference and say, well, Jason Tatum is likely going to be out for the majority of next year, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. The Cavs, while a juggernaut in the regular season, certainly not that in the postseason. The Knicks are really good. The Pacers are really good. Your traditional foes like Miami, obviously not as good right now. Maybe they'll get Kevin Durant, but even that, you're still confident with Giannis. Maybe you just try to sell Giannis on like, hey, even if we're not that good, neither are our peers in the Eastern Conference. Let's wait this out together.
Okay. Yeah, so we agree.
The Western Conference is a lot better than the East.
For sure.
If you're, but now, can I ask you guys one other thing? And this is a cold way of doing it, but I'm curious. If you're the Bucks,
here it comes.
Giannis is not asked out. Giannis is not asked out. There's no indication he's going to ask out.
Uh-huh.
Would you just trade him?
That's what Tausch wants to do, and he doesn't want to say it.
I literally was just going to ask that question. The answer is no. Giannis drives the bus here. Giannis drives the bus. Now, you can start pulling the little ripcord down, saying, oh, we got to make a stop here. We got to make a stop here. Let's have a talk. Let's grab a bite at the Tornado. You still, if Giannis wants to be here, I ain't doing anything. Period. Fin. Mm-hmm. That's where I'm at.
At that point, you're trying to be like creative around Kuzma, Lillard. That's where you go.
And I don't.
Like, all right, we have to be more creative than ever before.
And in fairness, I don't love that option. If I'm just being honest, we've seen this movie and it's not pretty.
Mm-hmm. No, and I think that, by the way, the Bucks fans today, the fact that this is a debate, it's a conversation, should take a step back and be thankful for the Giannis Bucks partnership. Because if you think about this group, with Edens and Lasry initially, and then John Horst, and now Doc Rivers, Jimmy Haslam now. But I'm just saying, historically, like, you should be so thankful for the easy, gentle partnership that you've had over the course of time, and that they're so together on so many of these things. Because if this was a rocky road, as Tausch has said, it's kind of easy timing-wise to be like, screw it. We don't love this guy anyway. Let's take advantage of all this. And that's not what it is. Mm-hmm. You want to tie it all together, and you should be thankful for that time. The reason I asked the question about would you just do it is very much retroactive to the team that I root for with Marquette grad, Jimmy Butler in Miami, and that the knock on Pat Riley, not that anyone cares in Wisconsin, but you'll hear me out on this, is not that, Pat Riley's lost his way. No, Pat Riley is not cold enough anymore, because the moment that you decide you're not going to extend him, you should trade him without telling him. And that's where the partnership is obviously not nearly as great in Miami as it is in Milwaukee. But there is an argument to say, if Giannis tells us only Dallas, but we'd like the San Antonio offer better, what are we supposed to do here?
Yeah. All right, Evan, moving to the G&G. You think this Pittsburgh Packer, it's got to be the first weekend of the season, right? You think it's got to be that Sunday night, Monday night, one of those two?
That's not what Ben Brust had reported.
I know Benny Journalism reported the other way. He was wrong. I, again, appreciate him going out there. They have to play that game early in the season.
That big report that Ben has was wrong?
Yeah, shockingly, it was off by...
That's great. That is great.
Yeah.
So he came out with this big report about a Packers international
double sourced
game, and you're
it.
telling me that was wrong.
He double sourced it, and he was doubly wrong. Yeah.
Again, I would like to take this opportunity.
Jason, I have a question. Now, Jason, answer this question. Rank in order of happiness. Your marriage, your wedding day, the birth of your two daughters, or Ben being wrong. Where are you ranking in terms of your level of happiness?
I am standing up for Ben Brust here. Here's what I want to get answered. Because that was a report that he put out there, 2.5, 3 months ago now? Right? It was a long time ago. I want to know, and I'm going to try to get to the bottom of this because I want to defend Ben's honor here. I want to know if the NFL was planning on doing Packers-Steelers in Dublin. And then when Aaron Rodgers became a factor in being the Steelers quarterback, if the league or the Steelers said, no, if we're going to have our quarterback playing against his former team, we want it at whatever they call Heinz Field now. Akershire Stadium or whatever it is. We don't want them to be our opponent in Ireland. And if that's the case, to be fair to Ben, who I certainly was not happy with when he showed up at training camp wearing his Aaron Rodgers Jets jersey and getting Matt LaFleur to sign it.
You could have just left, I have not been happy with Ben Brust, and no context is needed. I mean, since his birth, you haven't been happy with him.
In fairness to Ben, it's possible he was right at the time and then stopped being right.
That's such a journalist.
No, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You're either right or you're wrong.
Yeah, there's no in-between in
people are
journalism.
reporters. That's
Yep.
why some people are reporters and some are not.
Mhm.
Ben is not. And Ben made a colossal mistake. Tausch, I know, asked for him to be fired. It doesn't seem like that's happening yet. I support Tausch's decision on that, by the way. I just want to be clear.
And his decision to trade Giannis, whether he wants to be traded or not.
Well, now we're okay. Which one is it, though? You're now putting words in Tausch's mouth.
Yeah, he's putting
I'm
words
okay
in there.
with.
That's all right.
Which
That's what he
which
wants
one
to
is
do. I do it to Jason once in a while, so it's fair game.
So do you want Steelers-Packers on Sunday or Monday Night Football to open the season?
That's very interesting. I have a question for you, though. This is ridiculous, but here we go. Is there any chance he's trying to avoid that game and waiting for the schedule release, and then he's going to sign in week 2?
No, there is no chance.
Okay.
There is more likely of a chance, and I have floated this idea, that Aaron Rodgers last year felt like the league screwed him over on the schedule with the Jets. And he has told Pittsburgh, hey, I'm going to play. I'm not coming. I'm not going to do it because I don't want the league to do what he felt like was a wrong last year. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm not reporting this. I'm just saying I would bet that
Ben Brust is, though. Ben Brust is reporting
that is more likely. There is no chance in HE double hockey sticks that he would want to avoid that game. One of the things I think he'd want to come back for is one of those games to play against the G&G.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. I hadn't thought about this at all. I got to be honest with you. This is very interesting. I also, by the way, and it's not going to happen. I think you should sign with the Saints.
No, they
I don't
stink.
think I'm telling you that. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Where does he have a better chance? Where does he have a better chance of making the playoffs? In New Orleans or Pittsburgh? If he's the quarterback.
Depends how much you like Pittsburgh's defense. New Orleans is going to stink. They're rebuild city. So, no, I mean, even if he goes there.
I tend to agree. I'm just saying. I am shocked.
I think you're underselling. Here, I think part of the problem is we all look at the NFC South like it stinks. Tampa's pretty good. Tampa's pretty good.
Tampa's been good for 4 years.
That's
They've won
my
4
point.
divisions in a row. It's one of the least talked about storylines in the NFL.
I blame the national media on that.
Yeah. When's your next show? So I'm shocked we haven't talked about one thing.
Oh my God, that was great.
That was very, very rude.
No, I was saying it the other way. I'm saying you're a part of the national media.
That's not.
Yeah.
I don't think.
When is your next show,
I
then?
don't think anyone took it that way, including myself, which is more than fine. New Orleans does not.
I swear to God.
Evan,
swear to
New
God,
Orleans
that's how I
does
meant
not have a better chance of making, even with Aaron Rodgers. They just don't. I don't even know what.
I'm just saying that division is not great, as we know. But I am shocked we haven't talked about one thing
What's that?
that I asked Adam Schefter about today, because it's right up Tausch's alley. Jason, I think you would agree with this. Did the NFL watch last night and think, wait a minute, why are we not doing this? Why are we forfeiting to be the biggest version of something? I'm talking about a draft lottery. The NFL saw the NBA dominate for years with free agency, and the NFL altered it to make it a big-time release thing, a certain date, etc. Tomorrow night, obviously, a huge schedule release night, as we know. Don't you think the NFL would have a whole nother wave of sales, of buzz, of marketing if they had a draft lottery?
I have an even better idea. I've been holding this.
No.
I've been holding this for a minute, and it'll never happen, but it's the best
Run
idea.
to the bathroom. We'll wait.
Okay. I am going to
And
save
pick your playoff opponent at the other end of the spectrum.
It's not pick your playoff, even though that needs to happen. I will save this because we're out of time. It's going to be a 1-week tease. Put it down, Jesse.
No, don't do it.
Come on.
I'm
do
doing
it now. go do it now.
Since when are you clock
I'm doing a 1 week
There's
tease.
no way we're going to remember.
I'm still irritated. You forgot my great idea from a couple of weeks ago. 8 teams.
So
all right,
why
you
try
guys
to
want
do
me?
it
You
again?
want me to tell you now?
Yeah, give it to us now.
All right.
Hey, wait a minute. So, Evan, do you have a couple more minutes, or you got other stuff
Hold
going
on. Let me just check something. Oh, no, I do now. I just got a text back from somebody I was supposed to talk to. Yeah, I can stay.
All right, so let's take a break,
Yeah.
and then Tausch will tell us his brilliant plan.
Yeah, you're big timer.
This is more than I've talked to Tausch in the last month. He doesn't return my text messages anymore.
More with Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day, the Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Freddie Coleman.
HD and everybody out there, he's leaving out of that city of Milwaukee, Ooh, yeah, the Greek freak is gone. Woo, woo! He's not staying. There's no way. When you're owed 3 years and close to $175 million in your contract, and next year, there are going to be 3 players, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kyle Kuzma, and Damian Lillard. Their salary cap number is going to be $164 million. Those 3 guys combined will make $130 million, and one of those guys is not going to be playing next year more than likely when it comes to Damian Lillard when he tore his left Achilles tendon in that series loss to the Indiana Pacers. If you are the Milwaukee Bucks, as much as you want him to stay, and even there's something inside of Giannis Antetokounmpo that wants to stay, no one should look at him as disloyal. So these are the 5 words in the summer of Giannis. The Bucks are trading him.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Unprecedented move, much like it would be if Tausch traded Giannis, even if he didn't want to be traded.
And that Matt LePay was indeed at the tornado without either of us last night. That's also unprecedented.
Sounds like a good decision by him.
I didn't think he was allowed to go out to have steak dinner without one of the three of us, but turns out that's the case. I'll forgive
Evan Cohen sticks around for a second segment.
Tausch is the three of us. One of the three is not on this call that we went with.
That's fair.
I've never been to the tornado.
No, Jason, we met up with Matt back in the beginning when Jason came in a limo and took 2 porterhouse steaks with him for his way home. And that was at 12:30. Yeah. He ordered 2 porterhouses, ate one, and took one home for his dog.
Depiction of,
I think he had a dog at the porterhouse. All right.
A limo?
Yeah, no, he had a limo. Jason, don't even argue. You came in a limo.
It's a black car.
Jason.
It's a black car.
Stretch.
Service.
It was a stretch.
It was not a stretch
Jason.
limo. It was not.
We can agree to disagree. All right, here is my idea. Tell me where it's crazy, and I know where it's crazy, but I'll explain. The lottery, there is no doubt the NFL will try and do something like this because it's just good common sense moving forward. You don't want teams tanking. You don't want fans believing that they're throwing games. Nobody wants that. So here's my new thing. Yes, sir.
One quick question on that.
Yeah.
Before you get to your idea, let's say they just said the NBA lottery, that's, we love it, we're going to do it. What's your gut? They do it in March, have the combine and then do it, or because they have to do it before the combine? They do it in February and push the combine back a few weeks?
I think what they'd want to do is, so there's a little baby break between the Super Bowl and the combine. You let that just fester, let it breathe. Then you have free agency. I think you probably try to figure out that sweet spot where things are dying down a little bit before the draft. I would say 2 to 3 weeks pre-draft is when you do it. Late March, early April is when you'd hammer this out if you do the lottery. Have it before the draft. So here's my thought.
We already have so much talk. That would somehow increase the talk. Because then we'd play out Team X getting the number 1, Team Y getting the number 1. That would be wild for the NFL.
Yeah, the league. I'm guessing the GMs and they would not allow that because they want to be able to start planning their board. But that would add more drama to it. I would love it. I think it'd be great. All right, here's my thought. In a sports world where playoff games, the college football playoff continues to expand, the NFL is going to get to 20 games. Do we all agree? At some point, it's going to be
20?
Hold up. It's going to be 18 the next time around, and it ain't going to stop. I don't know many businesses that are saying, you know what, I'm content with where we're at. They're going to look to keep growing. And preseason is less and less popular. There are going to be more joint scrimmages. So eventually the league is going to get to 20 games, and here's how they're going to do it. They're going to keep a regular 18-game schedule. Okay? It's going to be 18 games. Here is what I want to see happen. Top 8 teams get a first-round bye. The next 16 teams play in an opening round, just palooza. Game after game. Find different networks. You're playing it out to play in the next round, where then teams will pick their opponent. And the bottom 8 teams are going to be forced, whoever wins that 8-team tournament gets the first pick. You get the pick selected based off of how that goes. That will get you to 20 games. Some teams only have 19. That is the road forward to getting to a lottery system that is actually played out on the field. 8, 16, and 8. I believe that adds up to 32. There is my Tausch plan to make the draft and make everything a little more juicy at the end of a season. All preseason games are done. It's over. Scrimmages, it's done. This will be this will add a ton more revenue. You pay the players less. The fight is going to be, why are these 8 teams going to play? That's the battle line you have to figure out.
And how are you going to figure that out?
Because they're going to get paid. Because if they want to get that paycheck, they got to play. And if you want to get the next paycheck, you better win in that round of 8.
So I think, yeah, that's obviously very complicated on a lot of fronts.
Okay.
I will just tell you that the NBA has already thought about a concept, and Pat Riley actually brought this up on Friday during his season-ending press conference, where basically, and I don't think this is exactly what you're saying, but at its core it's similar, where you take, let's just call it the first half of the season, and you have the 10 worst teams or whatever, 14 worst teams, whatever, the non-playoff teams, and they get a certain amount of points based on where they are in the playoffs, or lack of where they are. And then the rest of the season, the bad teams, you gain points for lottery positioning based on how many wins you have. So in other words, it discourages the tanking for the full season. So let's just say Team X loses, they're 11-30 in the first half of the season. And as a result of that, they have the number 1 pick in the draft because they have the worst record, and they get 14 points. Well, in order to get another 14, you got to win 30 games the rest of the way. You got to flip it if you're a non-playoff team. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So what you're saying is, no, yes?
It's also complicated.
That's very complicated. It's more complicated than mine.
Okay. So then let me just give you the overall point. I don't think your situation necessarily would work. And I think we all have the tanking thought a little bit backwards. I would make the argument, especially in the NFL, more good teams tank than bad teams tank. There are more good teams that ultimately don't care about the result of a singular game than bad teams. Think about how meaningless the last week of the season becomes for so many good teams.
Mm-hmm.
And we never acknowledge that what's the difference between a tank where, like you said, New Orleans Saints, let's say they start out stinky this year, and at some point they say, all right, Alvin Kamara, the Chiefs called. You're going to go there, right? All right, DeMario Davis, Packers called, and they want a veteran who's been there and done that in a class act. You're going to go there, right? So now they're going to start to peel off pieces. All right, fine. We always acknowledge that. We never acknowledge the team that is 14-1 going into the final couple of weeks of the season that has already clinched the 1 seed, that rests everyone. There's no difference. We just talk about the earned right to do it. The point is, all of these leagues want to do their best to eliminate thinking later over now.
Yes.
And it's just never going to happen that way.
I agree it's not going to happen, but I'm saying this would be, if you want to talk about maximizing revenue, and if we're being honest, the NFL, that's at the top of the list as far as what their objectives are. This will do that. You'll have all 3 tiers of teams having to battle things, and the motivation level from a player standpoint when you're the bottom 8, I get, is going to be low. But if you want to earn another paycheck and your salary is prorated off of that, all of a sudden that is okay. That will be the motivation.
Yeah. Let me do it a little bit better.
All right, I'm always open to tweaking ideas, obviously.
Jason, Sunday Night Football, last game of Rodgers' career with the Packers against the Lions, the home loss where they fell to 8-9, didn't make the playoffs. What year was that?
That was 2022.
Who was the first pick? I don't remember this off the top of my head. Who was the first pick of the 2022 draft?
Overall?
Yeah.
Not the Packers' first pick. The number 1 overall pick was Trayvon Walker by the Jaguars.
Okay. And who was the first quarterback taken that year?
Oh, boy. Kenny Pickett at 20.
Woof.
All right, so maybe a bad year, but let's just play that out for a second. Right. Let me play that out for a second. Imagine the Packers have this demoralizing, awful loss to the Lions. Jordan Love era is about to begin. Draft lottery because they didn't make the playoffs, and they have the number 1 pick in the draft, and they have Jordan Love.
That sounds like a nice storyline for the NFL to have.
So wait a minute. Wait 1 second. So the 2022 season finale. So we'd be talking about the 23 draft.
Yes.
which had Bryce Young as the number 1 overall pick, C.J. Stroud as the number 2
exchanged,
pick,
a lot of
Anthony
drama.
Richardson as the 4th overall pick. Yeah, now I'm much more interested.
Right.
And
so,
Evan, in that case, Jordan Love probably would have played quarterback after the playoffs route, and that adds another layer of intrigue to this whole thing. You get young guys opportunities to play a little bit more. Some teams will look at that as a preseason game, but there's more on the line. There's some drama. There's a little bit of juice to those games.
And then guess what? You know what's funny in that scenario? Then on Wilde and Tausch and all across ESPN Wisconsin that week, it becomes, is it better that we win this game or lose this game? Because if we win this game, we play this team, and they would kick our butt because they match up well with us. But if we lose, we're then in the lottery, and maybe we have a chance at player X. Oh, if we have Bryce Young, forget what you think about Bryce Young now, who I think is actually going to be okay, but think about what you thought about him then.
And think about what kind of haul the Bears got for that. Yeah.
Right. So now, oh, wow, we can really, really put a lot of people around Jordan Love, or well, maybe Rodgers is going to reconsider this because they have the number 1 pick, and they can get him this dominant offensive lineman by trade. I'm just saying, there's all different machinations.
There is storylines on storylines on storylines, which is what the NFL loves. Evan, before we go, I have been getting.
I also think, by the way, Tausch.
Yep.
Also, I'm sorry. I believe there's a perfect time to do this.
Okay. Before Archie Manning.
The moment that Archie.
Yes.
Yeah, before Archie Manning declares.
Yep.
Because then, at your first lottery, Peyton's there, Eli's there, Archie's there, Cooper's there. Now we have star power.
Well, just think of this. Think of this.
System.
You have that 18 playoff, the championship of that. All of Archie and everybody are there to see whoever wins.
Yeah, you're out on that. Stop. It's too complicated.
It's
Just
not.
Stick with the lottery.
It's not too complicated. It's
lottery.
beautiful. Speaking of complicated, since I get a lot of views on religion from you, I've had people text me they want to get your view on the Pope and how that all played out. They wanted you to give a take on the Pope. I didn't want this. Yeah, somebody texted me and asked, "Can you please
You
get?"
said a lot of people.
Yes.
Is that one person?
2 people. They want your view. Because the last time we did this, it went so well, I wanted to give you a chance to give us, what do you think? We'll hang up and listen.
Well, we're not going to hang up and listen, then we can't hear him.
You don't get the whole shtick.
It's not easy. It is not easy to replace Calipari, and I think he is off to a tremendous start. I think what Mark Pope has done at Kentucky is very impressive. Obviously, Pitino has been his guy for a long time. So I think that is a hell of a start for Kentucky and Pope.
I think that whole smoke thing should be done more. I think it's a great way to indicate.
Did that work out the way you'd intended it there?
Yeah, I'm all right. I wanted Evan to take it where he wanted to go.
Jesse should do it. Anytime all 3 of you are actually there, smoke comes out of ESPN Wisconsin.
It's not a bad
Wait a
idea.
minute. We have all 3 of these that showed up.
Well, it was last week in Rockford, Illinois. That was the case. So we could have
when
had
we're
smoke.
all in the same place. We could do it.
We could have had smoke puffing away from the Hard Rock Casino in Rockford. All right, thanks, Evan.
Evan, thanks for sticking around. We appreciate you.
I feel like I got poo-pooed. That my idea is great. Like it's not good. It's
very complicated.
It's not complicated. What's complicated about it? Ask me a question. I'll give you an answer in 2 seconds. What's complicated about it? 8, 16, and 8.
We're very late for a break.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services, and if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now is the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel. No interest financing for 12 months. Just visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation. Well, that's always included. Again, KohlerServicesWI.com.
The 10 o'clock hour starts at 10:20. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms white or chocolate milk, $3.99. 59 to 64 ounce selected varieties silk milk, 2 for $7. 6 to 9 count selected varieties Blue Bunny novelties, 2 for $7. 10 to 12 ounce or count selected varieties Green Mountain coffee, $5.99.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Show the world what your business is made of with 3 Tree Marketing.
So at 3 Tree, we're storytellers through merchandise. Every brand we work with has a unique story, and we're there to tell it using merchandise, display, appreciation, and gifting.
President Kevin Van Rossum knows that's important.
There's promo peddlers again, or tchotchke vendors, or whatever cliche people want to use. But we work with our client partners to become an extension of their team. We provide ideas, unique offerings that fit budget, timing, as well as messaging.
Check out why 3 Tree is the partner you need. 3treemarketing.com.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Bruston Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. For those of you watching on YouTube, I'm encountering some technical difficulties on the video end, so I'm sure Jesse has selected a beautiful photo of me to fill the void for now.
The wired mic, the wired headphones. I like that. I'll be going to be on the road here for 2 of the 3 next. I'm going to have some fun.
Where are you going?
And I'm going to make sure I take my iPad. I have some golf stuff, and I need to be at the course, so I'm going to be doing it. But I will have, I'm sure I'll do one Tahoe and then, something else. But I will be having the iPad with me. Hopefully it works.
Oh, boy.
I know. I'm with you. I feel the same way.
Don't say I will be having the iPad with me.
What should I say?
Because you should have the iPad with you, but we all know that there have been times where you should have had the iPad with you and didn't.
I forget sometimes, yeah.
So there's no guarantee you won't forget.
It's like the most recent time you went somewhere.
So there's a couple of things that have been very troublesome to me lately. I brought my parking pass to get into the building today.
You brought it with you?
Well, no. I brought that as my badge. This is Secure Central over here at the Everlight Solar Studios. And
I don't know. I don't have a badge.
And I'm trying to get in, and I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, brought the parking pass. And then yesterday...
And you still beat Jesse in.
No, by a lot. Yeah. I mean, well, if I got here at 57, I would beat Jesse in. And then yesterday, we have a great event. Our friends, we did a thing for the Children's Hospital. Sarah and I, we hosted with another couple. And it was at, Tommy's Buck and Honey's, right? And Buck and Honey's is a growing, it is just an enterprise. There's 4 of them, Mount Horeb, Monona. And I thought it was in Wanakee last night.
Oh, no.
So the event starts at 5:30. We as hosts, we have to get there a little earlier. Sarah's put a lot of time and effort into this.
Oh, no.
And I had to, as I do a lot of, and this is a weakness of mine, I like I can't go backwards. You guys know that. It is a big struggle.
Forward, not backward.
And Max had something hockey-related. It was close, and I had pounded into my head that this thing was in Waunakee. Okay? But it was always scheduled in Monona, which is a lot further away from the hockey rink. Okay?
Spoiler alert, it was not in Waunakee.
So we're driving, and
Got a feeling I know where this story goes.
Sarah's sending texts out, and Max is in the back, and I'm sitting there like, oh, okay, this will be nice. We're going to be on time. We're going to be early. And as we basically are pulling into Waunakee, and there's a lot of traffic at 4:45, she's like, what are you doing? I said, the event's in Waunakee. And she gives me a look like,
You're
what
an
the
idiot.
blank are you talking? Nobody has ever said. And, of course, I get a little angstful, frustrated.
Oh, no. No, did you lash
snap
out?
at her?
I didn't snap, but I said, what the blank? And it turns out it's just completely my fault. And then so I do a quick UE, legal, get back. I am very frustrated.
2 wheels.
I am very, very frustrated. And I'm driving. I get on 94 to head back, go on the Beltline to get to the Monona Buck and Honeys. Oh. And this car, there's 3 lanes, a big old highway.
Oh, no.
Very, very, very frustrating.
There's 3. It's a 3 or 4 lane
poor car. They had no idea what it signed up for.
They're just plodding along in the right lane. Instead of getting over, there's no semis. Get over and get out of the right lane. You don't go in that lane.
The right lane is the slow lane.
Where you're supposed to be slow.
But you don't. When there's entry points, you get over. Is that not how highway operates? Is that not? You get over. Well, it doesn't get over. I lay on the horn because I'm very frustrated.
Yeah.
I don't even get a look. I get a blank you bird out the window, and that doesn't make me happy. So now my irritation level has peaked to an nth degree that you don't even want to be a part of. Max has seen this movie.
Neither does Sarah.
No, trust me, Sarah was not happy with me on this. And I did apologize because this was all on me. I had pre-programmed my own head, even though the invite, which I never actually saw, said Monona the whole time.
Which I never actually saw.
Truman.
So, luckily, I'm listening to a different radio station, and guess what song comes on to calm everything down?
Natasha Bedingfield, Unwritten.
No. Pink Pony Club.
No.
Pink Pony Club got me from wanting to throw 50 birds at old boy. I hit the button. Pink Pony Club comes on, and I said, you know what, Sarah, I was wrong. Everything was calm. We got to Monona, had a great time at the event, everything worked itself out, and I owe it all to Pink Pony Club.
So how late were you?
We were not late because we were supposed to get there a half hour early because you set up and talk and get the program set, all that stuff. So we weren't late, but we were late. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Not a lot, but some,
were you late for being early?
Yes, that's a fair way to look at it. We were late for being early.
And you think Pink Pony Club is some type of psychological therapeutic device now that you have?
I'm not going to lie to you. When Sarah said, why are you going this way? We're in Monona. That was a pretty low point for old T. I was not a happy camper at that point. So, yes, Pink Pony Club, and then the guy flipping me off. There was a series of unfortunate events, like Lemony Snicket.
If I may.
Why do you ask? Because even when I say you're not made, you still do it. So just go ahead.
So how are you going to approach things differently, if at all? Because I feel like there is some parallel here to your situation with putting things into the calendar without detailed intel.
And this is another point of contention. We now have a big screened calendar, digital, that is now set up. And I have been scolded fairly that I don't put exact times in. Okay? I have been scolded about this. I looked in my calendar last night, and so this whole thing, I had to get Max over to hockey about 6:30. So I figure if I'm there for the first hour and a half of the program, I can come back, because it said in the calendar 5 to 9.
Yeah, but we've been over what your calendar typically
This
says.
was someone else. This wasn't me putting it in my calendar. This was programmed in.
All right.
So you can't have it both ways. Is that fair? Like, if you're going to criticize me about not putting in exact times, which is fair, I am bad at it. You have to be great at it then. Is that fair?
No.
What do you mean, no? You are so afraid of Sarah.
Sounds like you need to be a little more afraid of Sarah.
I wouldn't say in order, like, you don't have to be great at it, but you have to be generally good at it. I'd say it sounds like she's generally good at it.
She's generally good at it, but she didn't put, in fairness to me,
like she's allowed to make a
she
mistake
did not put
or not
Monona
have
on
entirely.
It just said 5 to 9 Buck and Honeys, so it never said Monona. And it also said 5 to 9, and it turns out it was actually 5:30 to 8. So it just everything
but you
got a
need
little
to be there at 5 to set up.
Yeah.
So
it turns out
No, I took it. And listen, guys, I want to make sure I'm crystal clear on this.
Yeah, I don't think you are.
This is all me. This is my fault.
Except
no.
for the calendar.
Jason, I'm telling you, it's all me. I'm not, and I apologize to Sarah. We're fine.
But what are you going to change? Are you going to change how
That's
you
the
put stuff
question,
in the
yeah.
calendar? Are you going to change how you read the calendar? Are you going to change how you drive, how you react in angry moments when driving? Or are you just going to turn Pink Pony Club on all the time?
Well,
so
the
you're
good news
always
is
calm?
it's on that station every time, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to have a CD. I just got to turn on that station, and boom, Pink Pony Club is on. I don't know. I don't have any answers for you. I know I don't want to do what happened last night. So we're going to get – there's some things that need to be fixed, and it's majorly by me. Thank you. That's so good. 7 years later, this song, it becomes a hit. Still crazy to me.
All right. I can't believe that the Packers have a wide receiver who is getting reassurance about his role via his agent.
Yeah,
by
I thought we were
going to
start there, but for whatever reason, we did.
We've got Elton Jenkins not there. We don't know what's going on with Romeo Doubs.
By the way, did all those YouTubers apologize to you about the Elton Jenkins thing because you were 100% right and they were wrong?
Not that I've seen.
Come on, YouTubers. Hey, this is an accountability show. I was wrong. I just made myself accountable. You guys need to apologize. Who was the guy, Pac-Man, or what was the dude's name that was getting after Jason's Pac Talk again, or what was his name?
What was it? Yeah,
Jason, who was the guy?
I don't remember. But I do remember a great time that we had last week at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. I'd like you to tell people more about
we loved it. There should have been smoke coming out. The new Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Jason and I and Jesse, we got those great hats down there. You got all those slots. Over 1,300 slot machines, 50 live table games, a sports book that Jesse feels he's just going to win a bunch of money, taking the Packers, some other things, and a beautiful rock shop. And if you're hungry, Jelly and I and Youngster. Great meal. A lot of diverse dining options at the Hard Rock Cafe. Council Oak Steaks, seafood, bricked Italian kitchen. I can't wait to try the UU Noodle Bar, street tacos. They got it all. And it's right down a little under an hour from us in Sun Prairie, down to that casino. The big, beautiful gold and purple guitar right off I-90, a premier entertainment destination in Rockford, Illinois. The Hard Rock Casino, Rockford.
On a Packers-centric show at 10:30, on a show that started at 9, we will talk about the Packers, and we'll do it next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. You remember the moments from that magical March.
Side Decker. It's a 3. Got it!
On June 26th, celebrate the squad with Made 'em Believe, a special night with Bo Ryan, Frank Kaminsky, and Sam Decker.
Here's Kaminsky. The drop stab. That's his favorite. And the 2.
Presented by Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, Potosi Varsity Ale, and Potosi Hard Seltzer. Tickets are on sale now at UWHoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
On Thursday, May 22nd, join Sharp Literacy for the 9th annual Unwrapped Milwaukee fundraising event from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 3rd Street Market Hall. Unwrapped is an evening of community, creativity, and food. Top area chefs will create gourmet appetizer, entree, and dessert bites using McDonald's ingredients. The fundraiser will support Sharp's STEAM-based educational program serving thousands of urban elementary students in 47 Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine schools. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty, the strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
2 Wisconsin icons are teaming up on a reworked classic. Cousin Subs and U-Zingers are proud to introduce the all-new fried bologna sub, featuring U-Zingers fried bologna, bacon, American cheese, onions, pickles, mayo, and mustard on fresh-baked Italian bread. And that's not all. Pair your fried bologna with a creamy cupcake shake topped with whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles. Now that's a better combination. Order both in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Welcome back into the Pink Pony Club. Tausch calming down.
Do we not? I guess I'm just confused because from a road etiquette standpoint, I understand sometimes you can't get over. It was clear lanes everywhere to the left. Just slide over one lane when people are coming on the
I agree with you on that.
It is annoying. Yeah.
I agree with you on that. Mm-hmm. The horn may be, overly aggressive, but
maybe. Yeah.
You didn't need to get after the guy like that,
Oh, he flipped me off with no problem.
You said you laid down horn at him.
Horn doesn't always necessarily require a flip off.
If you were in his position and someone honked the way you honked,
I'd do this. Like my double arms up is more.
Oh,
and
take
then
both hands off the wheel. That's good.
I like the subtle thumbs up to kind of tell him, hey, blank off too. I think that's more meaningful than a flip off. But I digress.
All right, so speaking of telling people to blank off, that is not what Goody did when apparently, per Adam Schefter, Drew Rosenhaus and his clients Jayden Reed wanted clarification on Jayden Reed's role in the aftermath of 2 wide receivers being selected by the Green Bay Packers. I want to read this in its entirety, not my entire story from channel3000.com. We'll get to that in a second. But here is how Adam Schefter phrased this post. Packers GM Brian Gutekunst met last week with Jayden Reed's agent Drew Rosenhaus to clarify the wide receiver's status in Green Bay after the team drafted Matthew Golden and Savion Williams. The team said it will not affect Reed's status as its top receiver per source. Tausch, your thoughts?
I don't like anything about this whole deal. So it's one thing if you are an established player and you have these conversations, but Jayden Reed, by his own account, had a disappointing season last year. Like, the NFL isn't, there are no gimmies in this business. You earn everything you get. You haven't earned jack yet.
Led them in receiving.
That's great.
Both receptions and yards.
That's
each
great.
Of the first 2 seasons.
So do it again. You can be irritated. Use that as fuel. Now, if you want to have those conversations, and maybe I think I don't have a problem, keep this behind closed doors. I have no problem with you going up there and saying, hey, what does this mean, whatever it might be. But if you're a third-year player, you haven't done anything. Like, yeah, it's great that you led the team. Do it again. Do it better. Don't have the drops. So this receiving room, you saw it last year. And this is the risk you take when you go young and you don't have an established starter, an established guy to lead. You don't have Donald Driver leading Jordy and Greg Jennings, and then Jordy leading Randall Cobb and Devontae, and then Devontae leading. It's an important piece to this because that position is different. I said all last offseason it was just the most fascinating part of the storyline because you don't see this very often. You have a bunch of guys jockeying to be the guy and to say, well, don't worry about it, just work it out and it'll, everybody's going to be a star. Well, that's just not how it goes. A la Friends. Eventually, Jennifer Aniston has a pretty good run. So somebody has to emerge, and it's not going to be the guy that, I don't like my reps, I'm going home. That was such a big red flag, and I think it's, I'm sure Romeo Doubs is not happy. Jayden Reed's not happy. You know what? Good. Jocko it. Good. Do something about it. You want to keep the number 1 spot and they had drafted a first-round wideout? Go get it. Go do it. Having 33 drops is the reason that they drafted these guys. You don't think if Jayden Reed and Wicks had 85, 90 catches a guy and we're like, oh, my God, are we set? You think they draft 2 wideouts in the first 3 rounds? No. It happens because of what we saw on the field. They haven't given up on you, but you aren't owed jack. This league doesn't owe you nothing. And until you figure that part of it out, you're going to be sorely disappointed. So I understand the personal feelings. You feel for a second like, what does this mean? But immediately then you use this as fuel. You say, oh, you don't think I'm a guy? You don't think I'm the guy? Mm-hmm. Well, let's see this. I ain't dropping them all. I'm going to do an hour of jugs after the practice is over. I ain't letting that happen. I'm not going to be an afterthought the last half of the season. So if that's what he does and uses this as that fuel, great. I don't mind guys getting upset and get up in their feelings. That's life. What are you going to do about it? And if you're going to pout and be a baby, I don't want you on my team. Now, if you're going to say, all right then, I want you. I want to see that happen. I want Jayden Reed to push, and I want him to take over and be the leader of this group. It seems as if Christian Watson has done that. Now, unfortunately, now he's hurt. But at some point, you have to look at this and say, well, I need to be better. And if you don't have that attitude, I'm sorry, it ain't going to happen for you.
So just to kind of recap, we've got the uncertainty of the Jair Alexander situation, which, by the way, I asked Jeff Hafley about him, and Jeff Hafley punted on the question. I said, I still have to ask, and he said, I respect the question. I hope you respect my position on not being able to answer.
That's a lot of respect.
That's a lot of respect. But, again, if we were feeling encouraged and hopeful that that was going to get worked out, isn't there a path of, hey, look, they're still working things out. I just know this. He's a really good football player. We're better when he's healthy and part of our team. Hopefully that works out for us. But he did not want to go there. We've got the Elton Jenkins piece where he doesn't have a problem moving to center. Steno said that. I have been told that.
Guaranteed bread. Yep.
He's got 2 years left on his deal with pretty high cap numbers, and he's in a position where he, I would think, would like some security of some guaranteed money. Which, again, if your general manager comes out and says, we think he can be an all-pro center, then and that he doesn't want 30-year-old players generally on the team, and you're going to turn 30 the day after Christmas, I don't blame Elton for wanting some measure of security.
Just so we're on the same page, we're not equating Elton's situation at all with Jayden Reed's or Romeo Doubs.
No.
Okay, but just wanted to confirm.
No,
okay.
He's got the pelts on the wall, as Mike McCarthy would say. Romeo Doubs, I don't know if he's there or not. We did not ask about his presence. Again, when Matt Schneidman of The Athletic went through 154 photos posted by Evan Siegel at the start of the offseason program, Romeo was not in them.
Uh-oh. Was Jayden?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
And Jayden Reed is there.
Was he happy about his role in the photos?
He didn't like the lighting on one, I would believe. Thought that Golden got a little more shine than he did.
What is this? Is this, because I would not have expected this. Is this the era we live in?
Jason, welcome to the NFL when guys are jockeying for stuff. Guys are going to be unhappy.
Well, isn't this telling us that the Friends approach, the ensemble, is just, it's not working? One is injured and two others have been or are unhappy with their pecking order
Here's
location.
the problem, Jason. Friends as a cast, they didn't shrink. Their numbers didn't go down. They went up. Had that show dropped off, none of them are getting paid. The problem is we got Gunter, and I don't know the other bit characters. Who besides Gunter? Who else is there on that show?
It's been a minute.
What's the gal's name that was with Chandler all the time? The goofy voice.
Janice.
You got Janice's and Gunters thinking they're Jennifer Aniston. Hey, you ain't. You're not going to get in that same level as this cast. So right now, the ensemble cast is none of the actual cast. You have Gunter and you have Janice, and I don't know the other characters either. You had the old dude that was living above him. I can't remember his name. That's where we're at. We
like
don't
the guy
have
at Jesse's Verbo.
We maybe have a Tribbiani sister or two. Like, we don't have. There are no stars in this cast right now. Tucker Kraft would be the closest thing to a Joey Tribbiani. Okay? And then you got Josh Jacobs. He'd be Ross. Tell me a wideout that makes that cast as we sit here right now. Jayden Reed would be the closest thing, and he's probably Gunter.
Mm-hmm.
And not Ladarius, covering Julio.
Down by the schoolyard. All right, we're way behind. We need to try and get caught up. I want to understand if there is a downside.
Facts over feelings right now is what this is.
Okay, but there's another component to this.
What is
it
it?
involves the right tackle position.
Ooh. Something juicy?
We'll talk about that after Tausch tells us about Coors Light.
Coors Light, brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged, so it's made to chill in those mountains. On Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans, they are blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection. That's why it is Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
At Ewald Automotive Group, we don't just see the uniform, we see the people in them. Ewald salutes those who serve and are brave first responders. Thank you for your dedication, sacrifice, and for keeping us safe. As always, service members and their families can benefit from the Ewald Military Advantage Program with special pricing and incentives on every vehicle. And for every new car sold this month, we'll make a donation to local military and first responder charities. Thank you from Ewald Automotive Group.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win. And how many games? 6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
In Minnesota, you can get the hottest concert ticket in town.
Thanks everybody for being here.
While eating some of the best food in the nation.
I think I've said yum like 85 times.
Plan your trip at exploreminnesota.com. Whether fishing, floating, or boating, in Minnesota, lakes aren't just a destination.
Nice walleye.
They're a way of life.
The water is so clean and so clear, it's quite magical.
See what makes Minnesota the star of the North at exploreminnesota.com.
Spring is here, and your local IKEA store is rolling the savings outdoors for their annual sidewalk sale. Visit IKEA Schaumburg, Bolingbrook, or Oak Creek from May 9th through the 26th for a wide variety of furniture and home furnishing accessories at big discounts. New products are being added throughout the sale, so stop in often, and don't miss IKEA's Friday Mystery Deals May 16th and 23rd, available in-store to IKEA family members. Not an IKEA family member yet? Sign up for free at IKEA.com/US. Save big at the IKEA Annual Sidewalk Sale, going on now through May 26th.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Buying and selling a home can be a stressful process. Hey, it's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe & Chewy. The We Sell group at Keller Williams has a goal of making it stress-free for everyone. Their passion is people, their availability is unmatched, something I'm experiencing firsthand while I search for a lake home to enjoy Wisconsin summers even more. Rob and Nick are there every step of the way, not just for their sellers, but also to potential buyers and their agents to bring in as many strong offers as possible. Get started today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
blaze. I saw flames from the side of the stage, and the fire brigade comes in a couple of days. Until then, we got nothing to say and nothing to know, but something to drink and maybe something to smoke. Let it go until our roads are changed, singing we found love in a local rave. No, I don't really know what I'm supposed to say, but I can just figure it out.
All right, so this is why I try not to make assumptions. Now, maybe this is nothing. Okay? I'm willing to acknowledge the possibility that this is nothing. But Adam Stenovich talking about the offensive line yesterday, which added tackle Anthony Belton in the second round and tackle John Williams in the seventh, both left tackles in college. Quoting now from Steno, we're going to have a lot of competition at both tackle positions with trying to find out who our best 5 guys are.
Oh.
However it shakes out, left tackle, right tackle, obviously right guard, there's a lot of good competition. With the guys we've added, plus the guys getting older and getting more experience, it's going to be really interesting to see how this all shakes out. You can understand why I would make that my most interesting thing from Adam Stenovich in my story on Channel 3000.
That's a fun idea that you're doing. You're kind of cutting it back and just going most interesting rather than just blah, blah,
I did a separate story on the drama. But yes,
Oh.
I tried this out. Again, it's, snackable pieces. Tausch, I'm on the radio with 2 of the all-time great right tackles in Packers history. We've got Forrest Gregg, and we got you 2 knuckleheads.
Thank you.
You and Brian Bulaga.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you think Zach Tom is star-spangled awesome, even though after tearing his pec last offseason, he was not as awesome as he might have been had he been healthy. What are we doing here?
Well, you want to light a fire. I think Zach Tom, especially in his, I guess it would have been his second season, the way he moves, how he sets his ankle, there's a lot of things to really like about Zach Tom. He's a really good football player. Last year, he was inconsistent. And it's easy to say, well, he had pec and he had all these things. And that is a fair excuse, but nobody cares. And I think what the Packers are doing, Zach Tom's going to be the starting right tackle, unless there's an injury. There is I think the push, and I just don't think we took a big enough look at what this group did in the pass protection part of the game last year. They were not good enough, and that has become abundantly clear by how the Packers have addressed their offseason. And Zach Tom had moments where he gave stuff up that he didn't in the past. So I think instead of crowning and saying, yeah, Zach Tom, again, he's going to be the right tackle. But I think there's this, especially with the young players, there is nothing is given. We drafted a guy. It sounds like maybe that's where they're going to put him to kind of start and get that competition going. Great. But it lets you know, hey, guys, what we did last year up front. Steno was that quote right there is crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't good enough last year. And if you're not part of the solution, you're going to have
You're part of the problem.
We're going to look at replacing you. Now, is that going to be something that I actually think happens? No. I think the left tackle spot is wide open, and I'm guessing right guard. We'll see. Right tackle will be manned by Zach Tom, and I would guess Zach Tom is going to come in with a chip on his shoulder, understanding he wants to get a big, fat new deal. And maybe part of it is, too, hey, Zach, I know everybody has you crowned. We ain't crowning you yet. And I still think he gets a new deal, and I think he is going to win that spot, and I think he gets paid before the regular season. Yeah. But
would you take it to the bank?
Well, this quote obviously changes a little bit of what I think they're thinking, but no, I think this is strictly going to be a get your blank together, show us how you're going to be consistent, and then we're going to pay you and you're going to be our guy. That is what I believe. And not to say you're going to fend off guys from holding out or doing anything. That's not what I'm saying. But there is a game that gets played. And I think the Packers are saying, listen, man, you ain't there. You might have other folks crowning you. Till you get paid, you ain't crowned.
All right, I want to get further into this. We need to take a break. And look, I'm not taking it to the bank anymore either. I believe the hype from two great right tackles that Zach Tom was great. And I don't think Steno could have been any
in fairness,
clearer.
He gave stuff up. And especially, again, that last game of the season leaves a mark. When you give up, he gave up a sack, he gave up a couple of pressures. It was a sloppy game, and you can look at it from 100 different perspectives. That game put into Brian Gutekunst's head, this ain't going to be good enough to beat the big boys. We need to be better.
I do want to get into the importance of competition because I'm starting to wonder if this seemed like such a good idea for a while, and now it just feels like there are little brush fires that are springing up here. And I wonder how Zach Tom feels, and I wonder how Rasheed Walker feels, and all these other types of situations that are coming up here. I just wonder if there's more to be discussed here. We will discuss it after I tell you about Associated Bank. There's something to discuss there, too. They're great customer service, the best in the industry. They've got the awards to prove it. Early pay, up to 2 days early, getting your direct deposit, credit monitoring, fraud protection, more than 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs, and, of course, Packers, Brewers, and Badgers checking. Go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. You might think the 10 o'clock hour is over, but it's not. One more segment next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Your chance to spend an afternoon on the links with ESPN Milwaukee is just a tap away. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open happens July 15th at the Ball Golf Course, and we're inviting a lucky ESPN Milwaukee fan and 3 guests. Hang out with your favorite ESPN Milwaukee hosts, play around at one of Wisconsin's most popular courses, and enjoy food and drinks throughout the day. Open up the contest tab in the ESPN Wisconsin app and register for your chance to win this fan foursome with ESPN Milwaukee.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
It's time for the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirits deals in town. Located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action.
The woes continued for the Brewers on the road in Florida over the weekend, losing the first 2 of a 3-game series to the Rays. They did salvage the series with a 4-2 win on Sunday, but it was those 2 one-run losses on Friday and Saturday that had Pat Murphy spinning a different message than we've heard recently.
I mean, this environment is tough, threatening rain all the time. The mound's rugged. It's just a different environment than they're used to. So I'm proud we're in every game.
The road trip continues for the Crew early this week against the Cleveland Guardians before returning home for a weekend set against the Minnesota Twins.
This has been the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Born in the heart of the earth, natural diamonds rise up like the notes of a song from the throat of Mother Nature.
Rick, that was positively poetic.
Mother Nature sings diamonds
Sarah, wow, you can sing.
Born in the heart of a plasma chamber, created diamonds fall softly like snowflakes from the heart of a star.
A star that shines like true love.
Natural diamonds are earthborn.
Created diamonds are starborn.
Kessler's has the largest selection of natural diamonds in the state of Wisconsin. All the different sizes, all the fancy shapes.
Give her a fancy diamond.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
Bigger, brighter natural diamonds.
And financing that makes anything possible.
Kessler's is the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America.
Which means we can do anything we want to do.
For you.
Mother Nature sings diamonds.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
All right, we've got some audio from Chewy, from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning, and I had a good conversation with them once I actually appeared on the show after sleeping through
You know
my
what
segment.
I'm curious about, Jason?
What are you curious about, Mark?
What do you think, how do you think Matt LaFleur is viewing all this discontent? He hadn't had to really deal with a lot of this over the course of 6-7 years.
So I framed my story as that this is out of the ordinary.
I read it. You've had a good run here on Channel 3000 lately. Good stuff.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I like those little snackables.
You're a big snacker.
It's a Matty Hayes thing, a little snackable.
Like protein muffins. But I had some people push back and say, what do you mean they don't have to deal with drama? They had Favre, then they had Rodgers. This is different. That's one like Inferno.
Yeah. Yes.
And these are multiple brush fires.
Yeah, but I mean, Rodgers was a constant, like the eternal flame. The eternal flame.
That's a pretty good line right there.
That was more, but it's one of those things where you see little brush fires come up. You're like, oh, is that going to the eternal flame? You're like, oh yeah, the eternal flame's over there. Yep. Oh yeah. Well, we got
the burning bush. You just can't ever put it out.
We'll at some point figure that out. This, I would much rather it just be, okay, here's the deal. This is what we're dealing with. Then, oh blank. Oh blank. Who's unhappy? Oh blank. Oh, this room is a hot mess. Who's going to lead that room? Who's going to do it? There's a lot of little brush fires, as you put it.
And so I
good thing we
feel,
got rain coming, eh?
Mm-hmm. With the Canadian quarterback, eh? So I do think that Matt LaFleur has to be going, all right, I like having young players because I feel like they listen to me, and I like the youthful exuberance and all that good stuff. But this is a lot of stuff going on with a lot of guys. And you can, look, I understand Packers fans want to poo-poo, the significance of this Jair thing or of this Romeo Dobbs thing.
So
or
can we agree that the easiest solution here is going to be Elton Jenkins?
Yeah. Throw him a little sweetener, a little sprinkler on his contract, and you're done.
Guarantee it. He's going to be coming in. He'll be happier in the Clam Center. Boom, boom, boom.
But the Reed thing, and this is why I want to get to what Chewy had to say at the top of the hour here, which is already passed technically, because this story about clarifying Jayden Reed's role, that is not coming from the Packers. They did not leak that.
They would not, no.
To Adam Schefter. That is coming from Drew Rosenhaus. So everyone now can look back on this and say, hey, they told us that they weren't happy. It was out there. So that's significant to me.
Yeah, I just think and I have Jesse working on something. I think someone covered this whole Jayden Reed scenario really well as a former left tackle for the G&G. That I think since Jesse loves imitating former offensive linemen, he covers this pretty well. It is like egos and things have to be dealt with, and that's why I think the open communication, figuring things out, and identifying roles and getting them, everyone understanding those roles, that is a key part of coaching. And getting them to buy into their role and not be satisfied is an incredibly difficult balance that coaches have to work through. So you have to understand who your players are and what makes them tick. Sometimes guys aren't up for it. And if they're not, they ain't the right guys.
What are the right guys? Our Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all. David and his team are the best in the business. Hopefully you never have to make that call, but if you do, here's the number. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Gruber Law offices, one call, that's all. We'll kick off the 11 o'clock hour. So are you saying that Jesse's going to do an imitation, or he's having someone on as a guest?
No, he's going to do an imitation.
Because we also want to play that Chewy
Yeah, we
audio.
want to start with Chewy, and then I think to put a bow on how this all played out.
Tauscher here.
It's going to be somebody else, but yes, that will be Jesse's specialty. Yeah,
can't wait to hear it because I have no idea who that is.
Yeah.
The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
This is a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Spring is here, and your local IKEA store is rolling the savings outdoors for their annual sidewalk sale. Visit IKEA Schaumburg, Bolingbrook, or Oak Creek from May 9th through the 26th for a wide variety of furniture and home furnishing accessories at big discounts. New products are being added throughout the sale, so stop in often, and don't miss IKEA's Friday mystery deals May 16th and 23rd, available in-store to IKEA family members. Not an IKEA family member yet? Sign up for free at ikea.com/US. Save big at the IKEA annual sidewalk sale, going on now through May 26th.
Hey, it's Kyle Preston Norman's Brad Norman. Ride the wave to clean at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for a winning shine. Become a monthly member and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Skip the line with the member fast lane and take advantage of unbeatable amenities like free vacuums and tire air. With locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant, there's a Tsunami near you. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. It begins with Mark Chmura and Jesse imitating one of the great left tackles in Packers history, Chad Clifton.
What are you pouting about back there, Jayden? I don't want to do that.
You come up with this idea in the middle of last segment.
That's a good idea.
I've never tried impersonating this person before.
It's your specialty.
It's not. You need practice
You give me
at this
grief
kind of stuff.
all the time about it. Okay, we'll give you till the next week. We won't make you do it at the end. We'll give you another break to kind of piece it together. Because there's plenty of stuff off of what Chewy said on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning that I'd like to delve into.
Well, I'd like to hear from Chewy unless this is Jesse imitating him.
Mark Tamara here.
This receiver room is full of a bunch of babies. You had Dobbs last year. I'm not playing because I'm not getting enough targets. Well, it turns out you were getting the most targets of everyone. Now, Jayden Reed, do you like me or do you like me like me? I mean, this is ridiculous. Why don't you take the bull by the horns and say, all right, you drafted the number one receiver. I'm going to show you I'm better than him, and I'm going to do it on the field instead of calling your agent and like, I want to trade. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I
love his accentuations and I want to trade. It's fun.
How was his Romeo Dobbs impersonation?
Better than your David Bakhtiari, I'm guessing.
Oh, spoiler alert. Yeah, I think Chewy, listen, man, I get it.
I'm not playing because I'm not getting enough targets. What?
But he got the most targets of anybody. That is always the balance and understanding who you have in your room. And talent is great, but it has to all work together. And you have to be willing to say, hey, this isn't my target, but I have to clear out this safety in order to get the underneath stuff open. You need selfless guys. You need secure players. You need people that are secure in their job. And young players aren't. Young players, and especially now where everybody is, oh, you're the best. Oh, Chucky, you get a medal. Oh, it is a different era. And football is different than the outside world. I used to always try to compare, oh, so-and-so to doing this to working at a grocery store. And you can't. I still will try, but it's not a fair comp. This is brutally tough. The margins to win and lose and jobs and no jobs are razors thin. And you have to, why teams preach team chemistry and bonding and they do these fun things to try and continue to foster that is because it's important. You need to know that the guy next to you has your back and that they're going to do their job so you can do your job. And when you don't have that and there is no trust, it's ugly. This isn't for everybody. Sports are hard. Sports are going to kick you in the face. You're not going to have, it's not going to be rainbows and sunshine the whole time. You're going to have cloudy days. And that's why they want to see, how do you bounce back when bad stuff happens? The guys that can do it, you want on your program. The guys that leave and won't even come out because they're mad about not getting targets, I said last year, I've never seen it happen. I've never seen it happen. And that's where you have to, you want to really dig in and see, okay, well, what? I don't even know. Maybe there's more to the story. I don't know if there is. But I know this. It is going to be really hard to trust someone that did that.
Yeah.
And now, that stuff spreads. Those little fires, if you don't snuff them out, they spread. And you can't have that in a locker room. So it's a new age, man. I get it. Players are different. Guys are treated differently. They're pampered a little bit more. It's just different. But the game of football is still the same. You need to know your role, and you need to execute it at the highest level, and that doesn't mean you stick to that role your whole life. But you understand what is needed, and if you aren't interested in doing that, I'm not interested in having you on my squad. Period. We're not dealing with a Justin Jefferson or nobody is elevated to that. And if you think you are, you're delusional. So I get it. I have no problem. You know, Eleanor always says, let me feel my feelings. Yep, feel them. Feel your feelings.
Good line. I like that.
No, it's great. But at some point, you got to go do it. Feel your feelings and then understand, all right, what am I going to do to get to where I want to be?
I'm not playing.
It's great. But that's what happened. And that room has issues. And by the way, I'm not the one saying it. You know who said it? Brian Gutekunst said it. I have a draft. Mark Murphy gets up there 23 years ago. That's the last time they had to do this. And they didn't do it because, oh my God, this dude, this Golden is the greatest talent we've ever had. Yeah, hopefully he's great. They did it because they knew last year it wasn't good enough. And what are we going to run it back and then you're basically telling these guys, yeah, no, you're good. You're awesome. The way you send messages in this league isn't by sending a note. Hey, Jayden, catch the ball more consistently next year. You do it by bringing in competition. And then you force people to elevate. And if they shrink, bye-bye. If they elevate, you say, that's why we wanted to see you respond. It's up to you to figure out if you want to do it. And I think Jayden Reed is a talent that will elevate. But this is not a good look to have this out. This didn't need to be leaked. I don't have any problem.
Yeah, that's the other part of this. I don't get
it. It doesn't
How
help
does
anybody.
This help him?
It doesn't. That's why I don't understand. Someone help me understand.
And it's not. I'm sorry. It's not the Packers putting this out there.
No, it is not.
So again, what's the impetus from Drew Rosenhaus's perspective?
Are you? I don't know. I can't get in Drew's head. Drew's got an idea.
I understand.
What I guess I'm confused by is we all thought Jayden Reed last year was going to emerge, and Jayden Reed, he wasn't. I don't want to make this out like he's got all. He wasn't.
Right.
He was fine.
He wasn't. Yeah.
He had drops. He didn't elevate like we thought, but he's not a bad wide receiver.
No.
But the part that bothers me is that last year he started off, had some really nice games, and then he kind of got shut down. And I think
11 catches in the last 5 games. 11.
Yeah, that to me is what really bothers me because I remember distinctly, I don't know if he had a game with 0 catches or 1, but it was real limited. And all week it was it's our Matt LaFleur. We need to do a better job of finding him opportunities.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the coaches said that, and nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. That doesn't happen to great football players. They find ways to get the ball. It doesn't mean they're going to have 10 catches for 160, but it doesn't mean you're going to average, you're going to have 11 catches over 5 weeks when the money is on the table. That's when you need to elevate, and that's why this is the harsh reality of professional football. That's why Matthew Golden was drafted. Nobody elevated.
So here's the thing now. So we've got Zach Tom now competing. We've got Rasheed Walker competing. We've got Jayden Reed unhappy. We've got Romeo Doubs possibly unhappy. Is there any sort of flaw in this roster building approach? Because when you played, and I'm not making it sound like, back when I played and I had to walk uphill to practice both ways, barefoot in the snow. But is there something to there being a pecking order? Is there something to Davante Adams is our guy?
But but they've proven it, Jason. It's not
right,
about...
and that's what I'm saying is that if you draft all these guys in like a 3-year window and you just sort of throw raw meat into the pit and let them fight over it, it doesn't feel like it has led to people rising. Like, the fact that you don't know now if Zach Tom...
No. I know. Zach Tom...
yeah. But they're not.
So
they're acting like they don't know.
So do they.
All I'm curious about is, you saw... And it's not as if guys couldn't move up in their station, right? Devontae moved past Jordy. Jordy moved past Greg. Greg moved past Driver. I just don't know if maybe what we thought was this great idea of having them all mature together is actually not as great of an idea because of the way players are in today's game versus when you were playing, where you would have taken it as a challenge. You would not have had your agents.
There are still guys that want to take that challenge on. Now you just have guys. There were moments, and I assure you, when I played, guys before me, they had these same thoughts, But
Thoughts?
They didn't have the avenue to tweet or insiders or it was. I'm talking to my buddy like this is BS that they drafted so and so, or this is. Can you believe? So,
sure, I agree.
So it's just,
hey, I need my agent to clarify
Jason,
my role.
It's amplified more. You had those conversations.
Agents did?
Guys still talk. They're upset. They feel their feelings, but they don't amplify them out to the world. It's just different. Now you get this. You get access to this. Players have always thought this is BS that they're doing that, but there's nothing you can do but bow up and go do something about it.
Correct.
And that's what I hope the challenge is for these guys. And Zach Tom looks at it like this. I will be shocked if Zach Tom is not your starting right tackle when the Packers go play in Pittsburgh potentially on Monday or Sunday Night Football. I'll be shocked. Doesn't mean I'll be 100% right, but I will be as close to a homering this as anyone could be.
I'm not playing.
That receiver room needs a lot of work. You know who would have been great to bring in?
Devontae Adams.
Thank you.
He might have even become an endorser and a brand ambassador for American Family Insurance that he returned back home.
Indeed, American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of Wilde and Tausch, and for almost 100 years they've been committed to making life better with the right home and auto protection, all so that you're free to enjoy your dreams. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
We'll have to wait for Jesse's imitation of Ross Verba or John Michaels and instead play trivia. Jesse, what's today's category and what caller would you like? Michael is very excited, I'm sure, in the YouTube comments for trivia time.
You know what? Michael will get over it, and he'll have fun doing something else. Yeah, Michael. You know what Michael's saying right now?
I'm not playing.
That's what you sound
What
like.
if Michael would jump in and be the trivia contestant today?
He won't.
In like an upset upon upset. There's a potential, a great. I'm not to poo-poo any of the other great partners we've had with trivia over the years. This is the greatest.
The GOAT.
The Vortex prize pack.
You're getting
Absolutely.
a blanking rangefinder.
And a swag bag.
And a swag bag?
Yeah. Which might contain binos.
Michael, jump on in.
The water's warm.
Get on in here.
Caller 11 right now for trivia, 844-770-3776.
By the way, it is the NBA playoffs is today's trivia category.
Why is it not Badger Trivia Tuesday?
Not a lot of Badger stuff going on right now. Bucky he worked a lot this weekend, and he's getting your UW Credit Union debit cards.
Rascal.
He needs a day off.
770-3776. Jayden Reed, number 11. Caller 11, 844-770-3776. We shall play next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
The people there made it a really great trip. The people in Green Bay were really nice, like literally driving ESPN people around themselves.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
The Pancake Palace in Green Bay was outstanding. So really nice trip.
On 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Who's looking for a better deal? Well, Cousin Sub's $10 meal deals just got better. Available online only. Order your 7.5-inch meal deal today and upgrade it with a large fountain beverage, large fry, regular shake, or regular Wisconsin cheese curds. Prices vary by item from $1 to $2 a piece. Make it better and make it your own way. Now that's a better deal. For further details or to order, go to cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available online at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Hi, it's John Reeds from Great Midwest Bank. Looking to simplify your everyday banking? Our checking and savings accounts offer the tools you need, plus the friendly, simply local service you deserve. Enjoy competitive rates, 24/7 online and mobile banking, and real people ready to help right here in your community. Whether your checking balance is at midnight or stopping by one of our branches at noon, Great Midwest Bank has you covered with a variety of new and improved account options designed for your unique needs. Great Midwest Bank, simply local and member FDIC.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Summer's getting closer, and Brewers action at American Family Field is only heating up. Don't miss a Midwestern throwdown between the Brewers and the Twins, May 16th through the 18th. Get a Jedi Jackson Churio Star Wars night bobble with a special theme night ticket on the 16th. Then get here early for an exclusive Brewers Cribbage Board giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on the 17th. Presented by 620 WTMJ. Get tickets at brewers.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk about Carbless and their refreshing flavors all the time. One of my favorites is watermelon, and Carbless just dropped the Watermelon Vodka Cocktail 4-pack. Perfect for chilling, grilling, or game day thrills. You know the drill. Zero sugar, unlimited flavor. Enjoy clean, crisp refreshment without the guilt. That's what Carbless does. Find the new Watermelon 4-packs wherever you get your Carbless. Crack open the taste of summer and get your bliss on.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Trivia before we welcome in our contestant and hear from Big Voice Guy telling us about Vortex Golf. The pressing question. Sources close to the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios inform me that you have questions.
Who does?
You. Like the literal trivia questions.
No, I have them in front of me, yeah.
What level of participation would you like to have today?
I'll do 2 out of 3. Because tomorrow I'm off. You have Wisconsin geography trivia.
For the record, you're not off the show.
No.
You're
off
you're taking trivia
Wednesday, I don't
off
do
tomorrow.
Trivia.
Yeah.
Up North Joe doing it, or is Up North Jesse doing it?
I think Up North Joe will do it this week, but we'll see.
All right. Well, it is time with Tausch participating for trivia.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Let us welcome in our contestant who will get the distinct pleasure.
I don't think we understand how great of a package this is. Like, this is a big boy package that Jim is going to have a chance to win. Like, there's a little pressure.
I think we do understand.
I just want to make sure I understand.
For those of us that
awesome.
have been directing the trivia portion of the program for quite a while, we appreciate how big this package is.
It's
huge. It's nice of you to be. You know what's even bigger is not only do we have the Vortex Golf package, but you're going to ask 2 of the 3 questions, which makes it an even bigger deal.
All right.
For
estimated retail value in the triple digits for this prize pack.
Dang.
Let's welcome in our contestant who would love nothing more than to win this coming on Friday when we do the drawing. It is Jim on the south side. Jim, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, guys, and I'm going to keep calling until I win that darn package.
Let's go.
Tausch is here to help you win your package. He's got question 1.
All right, Jim, which teams played in the NBA Finals last season? Is it the Heat versus the Nuggies? The Celtics versus the Mavies? Or I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
Protein muffins.
Well, I'm going to say 1 because Jesse usually puts a lobber in there.
He usually does, but this is big boy trivia today, Jimmy, and you are wrong. The Celtics and the Mavies in the championship last year. Luka Doncic.
I'm watching hockey now. I'm not into basketball.
What a deal the other night. Was that Winnipeg? Or who was the team that scored?
What a deal with those teams I don't remember.
No, with 0.4 seconds left.
That was the Oilers, I think.
Vegas. It was Vegas won
beat
that
the
game.
Oilers. Yeah. What? I mean,
the Vegies.
Drama personified in that one.
Yeah, well, they choked it back yesterday.
Hockey's tough.
Jim, I got bad news for you. Because if you've been watching the NHL playoffs, the category is NBA playoffs.
Yeah,
so good luck to you, sir.
I know that.
Should have called on Thursday, Jim.
Why? You're not doing NHL.
Got one entry, right?
Yeah, you're going to get one entry.
Watch me.
All it takes is
NHL
one.
trivia
You aren't
Thursday.
doing NHL trivia.
NHL trivia
No.
Thursday this week. Yep.
Jimmy, we're going to get 2 out of 3 here. Let's go. Focus in here. Let's get a couple. I want
right,
you
Jim.
taking this prize pack home.
All right, Jim. Question 2 in NBA playoff trivia is this. Which second-round playoff series is the only one in which the lesser seed does not currently lead the series? So which of the worst seeds does not currently lead its series? Is it Warriors-Timberwolves, Celtics-Knicks, or Thunder-Nuggets? Which series does not have the worst seed leading the series?
I'm going Thunder Nuggies.
Oh, boy. You got it!
Yes, sir.
What is that one at?
Deuces B. Is that Deuces B?
It is tied 2-2.
That's Deuces B.
Turns out the Timberwolves are actually the better seed with the Warriors, so we're okay there. But ended up being okay, so we're good.
I saw that and was like, wait a minute.
Not a problem.
North Joe.
Not a problem.
Up North Joe. We
Let's
need
go to
you.
the pen.
Tyler.
Let's go to the pen.
No
Somebody.
issues. We got no issues.
No, we
are
have
good.
issues.
No, we are fine. He got it right as planned. No issues.
How does this consistently happen to you?
Well, I got up early. Well, actually, I fell
didn't
asleep.
get up early.
No, I fell asleep early. I took a Benadryl because the allergies are bad, so I fell asleep at like 8 o'clock last night on the couch. Woke up at 4:30 this morning on 8.5 hours sleep, which is a lot more sleep than I normally get. Like, well, I'm up.
So, just for the record, you're not going to hold yourself accountable. You're holding Benadryl accountable.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yep.
All right,
Holy
Jim.
smokes.
Which player
Big
led
allergy.
all scorers with 31 points in last night's Game 4 between the Minnesota Timberwolves and Golden State? Is it Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, or Jonathan Kuminga?
Good luck.
I couldn't have any kind of a guess, but I'll take number 2.
Yes, sir.
You got to be kidding me.
Atta babe, Jimmy.
Not only that, I don't even know if
Nobody's
he knew
more
what
shocked
teams
than
you
me.
mentioned for the second option. Or player you mentioned.
I would have guessed Anthony Edwards. He had a monster game last night, but Julius also with a big
31. Yeah.
Well, Jim, the rare got the first one wrong, got the last 2 right. Does not happen very often around here. But it happened with you. That means you got 2 correct. That means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries to win this big boy Vortex Golf rangefinder and swag bag that Tausch cannot wait to say more about
super
as he
excited
leans
for
into the
whoever-
microphone.
I am super excited for whoever wins this. Like, this is a big boy prize.
And who won it last week?
I don't know.
Not me.
I forgot.
One of the Steves.
Yeah,
I think there were a bunch of
we had a
Steves.
Steve
Areno.
All right.
I was more focused on Kevin and Sheboygan texting and saying Thunder Nuggies sounds like an awesome combo on a Wings Place
does.
menu.
It does sound like a good bet. That's a really good
Jim,
point.
thanks for playing. We appreciate your loyalty to the show, buddy. Enjoy the NHL playoffs.
I love you guys.
That is Wilde and Tausch trivia.
Hey, we love Jim too.
We do, and we love it when people get a bunch of questions right.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Who would we rather not see win an NBA championship? The T-Wolves, because let's just be honest, we don't want Minnesotans to do great when it comes to sports.
I don't mind the Timberwolves.
I don't have any
one
problem
bit.
with the Minnesotans.
I kind of like them, actually.
Or the Timberwolves, yeah.
So you don't care if the Vikings win a championship?
No, very different.
Well, is it?
The Timberwolves and the Bucks aren't even in the same conference.
So you're saying Pacers, no way. Timberwolves go all the way.
I would love to see.
I would be rooting against the Pacers personally.
I would love to see the Timberwolves beat the Pacers in the finals, so I win some money from the Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
That is looking better and better as we sit here,
isn't it?
Isn't it?
Let's go Knicks.
Isn't it? But you know what's? I can vividly remember the Twins teams winning a championship.
Yeah, which was
I like
fun.
the Twins too.
I know.
87 and 91.
It's just the Vikings and the Gophers we don't like.
Jerry
exactly.
Gaetti, Gagne, Lombardozzi, Dan
your
the
state,
man,
your
Dan
teams,
the man
your
Gladden,
ESPN.
Kirby.
It is not ESPN Minnesota. It is ESPN Wisconsin, the brand new.
Who was the catcher on that team? Who caught for the Twins back in that era?
Tom Bernansky.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Dan Gladden. I'm not doing this.
Chris Berman's best nickname by far. Bert be home by 11. Be home by 11. By 11.
You
by
messed
11.
it up.
No, I emphasized the by 11. By 11.
Are you done?
That was a fun team, man. Those teams were fun. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Brian Harper, the catcher, it looks like.
In 91.
No, there was a bigger dude. I don't remember who it was, but it wasn't him. Brian Harper.
That's Baseball Reference.
Played a crucial role in the Twins championship season, winning the World Series in 1991.
In 1987, the catcher was Tim Laudner. That's who you're thinking of.
Maybe. I thought it was a heavier
Hey, would you shut up?
Don't be so
rude. It is
rude.
11:40.
Hey, you brought up the Twins, not me.
No, Jesse did.
You did.
I think I did because I love you.
You did.
Listen,
You're
man,
right.
there is nothing I like more than naming old 80s and 90s baseball. I just love it.
The only thing Tausch likes more is the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app, a customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listing, your shows at the touch of a fingertip. The ESPN Wisconsin app is available in the app and Android and Apple stores. Your state, your teams, your ESPN, not ESPN Minnesota, ESPN Wisconsin. Get the app today. Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. Dr. Nausheen Abbas joined the Holtebeck Eye Center team last September, and her practice philosophy is to provide patient-centered medicine by giving all options. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years from their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee. Their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
To be labeled as bourbon, a whiskey must be distilled from a mash that is at least 51% made of this grain.
What is corn?
Correct.
I'll take liquor for 800.
A cocktail of rum, grapefruit juice, lime juice, simple syrup, and maraschino liqueur is a daiquiri named for this American author.
Who is Ernest Hemingway?
Correct again, Marie. You're on a roll.
Liquor for 1,000, Ken.
Taking a shot of whiskey and immediately chugging a beer is a quote-unquote recipe for this drink, named because it was once served to workers ending their shifts.
What is a Boilermaker?
Unbelievable. Where can you find the best variety of beer, wine, and liquor?
Well, Ken, I am from Discount Liquor, where we have an encyclopedia-like knowledge of all things alcohol. We've been a family-owned and operated business since 1960, and we've all grown up with alcohol as a second language. Our business has literally served multiple generations of Wisconsinites. In Milwaukee, on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha, on Main and Barstow.
Discount Liquor.
If you're a motorist of the four-wheel variety, please watch out for those of us in Wisconsin who do their traveling on 2 wheels. Adjust your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Allow motorcyclists a full lane width. Use your turn signal when merging or changing lanes. And allow more following distance between you and the motorcycle. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Time now for Ronelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
I think I want the Timberwolves to win it.
Yeah? You're a fan of the Timberwolves?
I want the Timberwolves to win the NBA title. I think that's the best story.
I think I've decided I want the Knicks from the East, although the Pacers would win me money, but I don't like the Pacers.
Yeah.
And then I want the Knicks to play either the Timberwolves or the Nuggets. That's what I would like to see in the
I want Boston
finals.
to come back and win it for Tatum. That's what I'd like to see.
This one's for Jace.
Son.
No, I do not want Boston.
No, Denver.
Whoa, Nelly!
The correct answer is Denver. We need Denver to come back and win it.
We don't need anything.
Nikola Jokic. He's worn out, man.
Yeah.
Worn him out.
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be bad.
Oh, dear.
But by request,
You want to name old Padres catchers? Benito Santiago. He had a real colorful glove.
Sandy Alomar Jr.
Is that what you want to do?
Greg Zahn. Paul Bacco. You want me to read David Bakhtiari's tweet about the Jayden Reed situation.
Yep.
As David Bakhtiari, who
Correct.
I've never impersonated, and I don't think is a voice that's like easily impersonatable like Morgan Freeman.
He's got like a subtle quietness to his voice.
So, okay, here goes nothing. This is what David Bakhtiari tweeted about the Jayden Reed situation. I'm going to put it on YouTube and wherever you're watching us so you can follow along. And it's too long, so I had to make it a video, so this could also go poorly. Here we go.
What?
Yeah. All right. My interpretation from this: players disgruntled based off draft and previous season's number of targets, rightfully so. Oh, no, it went too fast.
Oh, my God.
Player is disgruntled based off the draft and the previous number of targets. 11's a stud. But I can't read it fast enough.
Oh, my God.
It scrolls too fast. We're paid off performance, hard to negotiate when you don't have the numbers to compare. Flashy agent wants to retain and continue earning players' business and respect. Says he'll talk to the GM and reassure. At this time, all it is brownie points. Forces a call with Goody. Goody says whatever agent the player wants to hear. Happy player equals good for business. Agent reports back to the player. He, quote, stuck his neck out for him. Technically, he did. Player's happy. For now. Agent texts reporter with large following and relationship to push this narrative to reinforce the narrative to the player. Uses this for recruiting down the road as an agent that goes above and beyond. Means nothing at the end of the day. End scene. Director emoji.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment of what we just saw.
It's pretty good, actually.
It's exactly what probably just transpired. So, again, the Jayden Reed stuff, I think it leaves a little bit of a blah. Like what Chewy said, I think there's a lot of fans that feel that way.
I'm not playing.
None of it will matter by the time you get to opening day. Just go play ball. Be the guy that we all know you can be. And all of this will just be fodder.
I'm not playing.
That's really good.
That didn't sound anything like David Bakhtiari.
No, it sounded like you.
Like me?
You guys,
No,
he
like
doesn't.
Jesse.
He doesn't have like this notable voice that you talk about. Wow, that's David Bakhtiari.
Somebody call Frank. Ask him if he could do a David Bakhtiari impression.
Here's what David Bakhtiari sounds like from a clip on this show that I was using as reference to try and get my impersonation
that's professional
ready.
of you to try and use that.
Well, so I'm gonna break it down further. Quarterback, it's tough. All of our eyes are tainted. All the men in this conversation currently, because you've seen a generational guy attack the position.
Attack. The position.
There's nothing notable about that. He's a little enunciated.
You're right.
He enunciates. That's where you need
He
to.
just sounds
I'm gonna
like
break it down
he's a
for
good
you.
speaker, is what I would say.
So
Eloquent
you could have done that. You decided not to.
You know what I should have said?
What's that?
Your view on
I'm
how
not
about
playing.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Whoa, Nelly!
I don't think we have time for anything else. I wanted to tell you this story about going to get ice cream last night, but we'll save that for tomorrow.
Oh, do we have enough time coming back to close the show with it?
No, it's 52
Doubtful.
already.
It's 50.
It's interesting. I don't know what clock you're looking at. I'm looking at the official clock of Wilde and Tausch. It's 52 and 8 seconds. So, whatever you want to say. I will
Jesse,
say,
what time is it?
I got 11:51.
And now it just clicked.
It just clicked to 11:51 on my
No, it just clicked to 11:52 on mine. So,
But you just said it was 11:52 before.
UW Credit Union member Mark Tausch here, and for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years, they're going to help you reach your financial goals. And people ask me, OT, why did you join UW Credit Union? Is it to keep your banking local? Yep. Is it the member first service? Abso-blank-and-lutely. Great perks like early payday? Yep. But honestly, you saw Bucky everywhere this weekend. It's Bucky. Can't say no to that face. And if you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom will make you do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get that Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions to apply.
We'll wrap things up by checking on the poll question that began the show. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the...
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Your chance to spend an afternoon on the links with ESPN Milwaukee is just a tap away. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open happens July 15th at the Ball Golf Course, and we're inviting a lucky ESPN Milwaukee fan and 3 guests. Hang out with your favorite ESPN Milwaukee hosts, play around at one of Wisconsin's most popular courses, and enjoy food and drinks throughout the day. Open up the contest tab in the ESPN Wisconsin app and register for your chance to win this fan foursome with ESPN Milwaukee.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
A Brewers group outing is the best way to celebrate any special occasion. Whether it's a birthday party, anniversary, or bachelor party, baseball is better with a group. Grab your crew of just 15 or more for an event you won't forget. Brewers account reps make your day at the ballpark a breeze. Plus, get set up with customizable tailgate spaces, seating blocks in your favorite location at American Family Field, and much more. Start planning your group outing now at brewers.com/groups.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Listen to every Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball.
Here's the update on the poll question. We'll have to hear about Jesse's foray into ice cream later on or sometime tomorrow. The poll question was this: which of these packages would you rather have if you're the Milwaukee Bucks? Giannis for 2+ more years or Cooper Flag plus assets? Right now, Cooper Flag plus assets, 51.4%. Giannis for 2+ more years, 48.6%.
Would you say it's a pretty good poll?
Pretty tight.
Jason, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I just want you to admit that you'd rather have Cooper Flag and some stuff to build for the future.
I am never willingly trading Giannis.
It would appear that 51.4% of you would support you.
You're annoying.
Do you think good polls help us establish nothing? Because like every time you say it's 50-50, you're like, oh, it's a good poll, but like that doesn't really tell us anything.
It's true, actually. It tells us that the fan base is split, and Tausch is chicken, like the Quick Trip chicken, to just say, I'd rather have Cooper Flag and rebuild.
Chicken.
Gotta go.
That's it for us. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting